I said that's also injustice. That's injustice.
Go home. Nobody care you have to say go home. That's the lady you are. Who are you? Disgrace, Christian. Who are you? You are disgrace. Who are you? Disgrace, Christian. That's the lady. Disgrace. That's the lady. And just call her a Gentile. The dog. Hold her just call her a dog. This Gentile lady. That's the lady. Go home. Nobody hear you. Nobody hear you. Go home. Look at my nails. Go home. You low life. Go home. Go home. You're disgrace. You're disgrace. Go home. Nobody can. You're disgrace. You're nasty. You're low life. You're low life. You're a low life. You're a low life. When you boyfriend. You're a low life. You're a low life. Nobody hearing you. Nobody hearing you. Oh, your boyfriend. Nobody hearing you. We don't care. Why are you here in the picture? We don't care. We don't care what we have to say. Fuck up and go home. Fuck up and go home. You're low life. Fuck up. Fuck up and go home.
Prince Andrew, you say you weren't having sex with him. Where were you? Oh, I think I might have been the picture. What's the evidence that happened that he's having
How many times Allah burned the inside organ of Muhammad? How many times? Simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm asking you. You see you done now, and you're gonna go around. How many times? Give me a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many times Allah opened the chest of Muhammad and washed his inside organs? Because you are going now.
Long before
That's right.
You was trying, you being Hey!
Nimrod, when he's dead, is still dead. When he was speaking to Abraham, you say the Bible is true. Nimrod, 300 years dead with Abraham. And yet he was able to go. You can't even add up. What is it? They believe that
He's just saying he knows all things. One of the things we talk about is when the day is in. If he's all knowing, that will happen in his knowledge.
They started fighting each other, the British treaty, the British fought one war.
I would say that.
And the jab is over.
Yeah, this week's all received.
Let me say, do you see the back of the car? We don't know. But that's how is that possible when you've got how's that possible? Anyway, he was killed.
And the man he does have a spirit.
Shaking his head. But when they ask you what your criterion, he says that the spirit is receiving from the spirit.
You want to see that again?
I
Yeah, so what? Married.
You know who Mathusa was?
I know, that's what I called him. 969 years old.
يعني شنو والله شلون نصاب هذا شوف من هاي الحقيبه تروح الشرطه يروحون ايه من تجي يجون حمايه حمايه يعرفونها هي خطر
Someone says I'm willing to become a Christian now you've heard the gospel. We'll accept their confession. ها؟ صراحة
See that gentleman, Allah to shut much. I hate you so much.
He loves you.
Wallahi, I hate you. Wallahi, the day you find the day I quit. You are disgrace. You are disgrace. No. You love the sin. You love the sinner. You praise the church that raise children. You're disgusting. You're pedophile supporter. You always pedophile. You support pedophile. Your church raise children. Your church raise children.
One second, just come on. I need to get Sharif. One second. Is it problem?
You can never do that. We want heaven. We don't want to go to hell. Yeah. You know.
I want to answer that now.
Punish David. If we don't want to punish David, what his wife has to do with it? So this was the will of God. If God is not prophesying that's going to happen, he said, I will do it. What you done in the secret, adultery, I will make it happen in the open. Adultery.
Actually,
But he said, what
something
you
I
done,
wanted to
I will do it as
ask
well.
you, relating
God
to,
does not
I was speaking to
make
another Muslim last
adultery
week,
to happen.
and she said
The
something.
wives are totally innocent. It's like this,
And
as I said.
it sounded to me
I
like
committed
he was
adultery
kind
with
of
the neighbor.
making it up,
The
so
judge say,
I
okay,
just
you
wanted
are a naughty boy.
clarification.
Now your wife has to go and sleep with the neighbor.
Which is?
This is really blasphemy
no, what it
against
is,
God. And this is why I reject
really
Bible.
wanna-
God could never do that. God is holy.
I was
He will
listening
never
to
do
him.
that.
All right,
This
well,
is
do
the
you
work
want to finish
of
this
demons.
one?
Yeah,
The
well,
word
I
of
was
men
just-
entered in the Bible, and that's why Bible it doesn't make sense. It's just totally just nonsensical. That's all I'm saying. Okay, no worries. Okay, no problem. It's okay. Yeah, of course. Stay calm, brother. Stay calm. Okay,
You have a Salam alaikum. You have any issue with you?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Good?
No, I don't. What?
I want to wash my nose, not with my hands.
Yeah, I was talking to them about this thing, and they just going after Islam and questioning about Islam. How are you, brother Michael? You okay?
I wish you said, you know, the same apply with Jesus. Jesus is sinless, and God puts the sin on Jesus and curse, and it's the same. And this is, if you look at the Bible, you know, it gives you that all messenger and prophet, as Jesus said, all those who come before me were thieves and robbers. This is give you.
He was giving me a verse that Exodus 34 says that the iniquity of the parents goes to the children. How does it make anything better? I think that even makes the verse as well. It doesn't justify the wives of David has to go to the neighbor. So I mean, this is two wrongs doesn't make it right. Our God is just; He punishes the sinner. He doesn't
Listen
punish
to,
the
listen to this. He have something.
I know. Thank you.
What's up?
I already
You
done
want
it.
to-
I already
you
done
want
it.
to wrap
Okay.
up as well?
No, don't.
You know, I like to wrap up.
Yeah, no. I've
spoken to his brother so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your
I know,
question?
No, what it is, what he said to me, so we were talking about,
He was joking with you. Why you take it so seriously, man?
what's the name?
The guy he was joking with you, and you take everything seriously. You
Oh, wasn't joking.
Okay, bro.
No, what it is, it's to do with paradise. So what I was saying to him is that, so what he was trying to say is that, yeah, that's right, because he was, I'm trying to remember what the exact point we were discussing. It's to do with, loving your enemies.
Love your enemy.
Yeah. So he was disagreeing with that because he's obviously saying, of course, the way the world is, and you have to defend yourself, etc. But then I was trying to give him the reason for why the loving the enemies is in the Bible, and so I was relating it to the to heaven or obviously paradise.
Okay.
And basically what the people will be like when they get there. And what he was telling me is that apparently when Muslims get to paradise, Allah's going to change something, like he's going to remove the nafs, so he's going to change something in them physically. So he's actually going to change their personality.
Between the
You become
believer,
purified. You become purified.
between the believer, if there's anything between them and this life, and there is some kind of some kind of anger toward your other part, God will remove any kind of anger, because I might done something to the brother or said something and offend him. Maybe he didn't want to confront me about it, and we still talk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove this kind of and bring peace into
Because
our
there will
house.
be no Satan in paradise. In paradise there will be no
I
Satan.
guess this is
Satan
what
will
we
die,
think.
he will be in hell. So there will be no ill thought or any kind of ill feeling or any kind of evil in paradise. So that's why we will be purified.
So you believe it's any ill feeling we have here on earth, it's just caused by Satan?
No, we're not saying that. It's also by our nafs as well.
Because our nafs, as he said, sometimes we transgress about other, and we don't treat
Arrogance among ourselves. It's not necessarily come from evil. It's arrogance in ourselves as well. So in paradise, we will have nothing. There will be no ill feeling for anything or anyone.
Yeah, but then that
We'll be purified.
Yeah, but that purification you're talking about, that's going to be something that Allah like effectively takes away from a believer.
It purify everyone.
Yeah.
So even in this life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ أَخْوَةٌ, that we are all brothers. So sometimes, as the Bible teaches, that you forgive your brother if he make sin against you, you find up to 70 excuse for him to forgive him, and this is how we deal with it. For example, if I come one day harsh on him, he might understand that I might go through something, and this is my reaction toward, even he have done no harm for me. So he might get hurt and not saying it, and this is how our nature is.
What's the point you're making, by the way?
No, because I was trying to say about when the Bible says, when Jesus says about loving your enemy and do good to people even if they do bad to you.
Okay.
So the point I'm trying to make is that the reason, and when you actually read that Matthew 5, at the end, it actually says the reason for doing that is so that we can be like.
But loving enemy means what? You can't be harsh with them. You can't be harsh with them. You can't tell them off.
The Bible wants us to forgive as God would forgive us, because if we don't forgive each other, God will judge us according to even our own. And this is bring harmony between people.
Look, Jesus himself told people many names. He called many names. He was very angry with many people. And even he is calling Peter, Satan, get behind me as well. So and actually, I also say that as well. Jesus says, hate your mother and hate your father as well, in Luke 14:26.
Yeah, but you have to understand what that means.
What that means? Hate means what? Hate means hate, isn't it?
No, but it's to do with your how you. Obviously, when you could be in a situation like when he said with the guy who wanted to bury his father, and Jesus said to him that follow me and let the dead bury the dead. So that's one
That's
example.
not hate. That's not hate. That
This
means
has
okay.
nothing to do
That's
with
the
hate.
thing.
But hate means hate, brother.
According,
Yeah, I know.
according to the Bible, he said, anyone want to follow me, he need to hate everybody.
Yeah,
and
14:26,
even,
Luke
you
14:26.
need to hate yourself.
Your mother, your father,
Yeah,
your brother,
by
your
the-
sister,
by
your
the
child,
way-
your wife.
By the way, at the end of it, I guess he was deserted by all the prophet, the disciple, and everybody failed the test. So they will left him at the end by himself.
Yeah.
And they,
Nobody
ran away.
died. Nobody died with him on the
Nobody
cross.
was, they deny him.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
That means 3 years he spent with them, teaches them, and talking to them and parable and giving them such and such. At the end, not even one of them supported him. Man.
Yeah. They should have been lying on his feet to die for him, but they didn't. They just ran away.
Look, our prophet at the battle, everybody
Battle of
was,
Uhud. Yeah, when he was under
putting
attack.
themselves in
Yeah,
front of
exactly.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They were ready to die for him. None of Jesus.
Yeah, so what I was going to say, so this is Matthew 5:44. It says, "But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust." So when I read this part,
Do you
what the
follow?
point-
Do you follow his commands? Do you follow his commands? What says he tells,
Mama,
love your
look, I
enemy.
have-
I know. Do you follow his commands in the Bible?
Yeah.
Love your enemy.
Yeah.
So everything Jesus says you follow.
No, but see, that's the thing. When you say
So you don't follow-
no, but what?
Do you follow it or not? If Jesus says that, you believe and you follow, yeah?
Yeah, I know, but anyway.
Now hang on a minute. This is a very important point here.
No, but because what you're doing, I'm trying to make a specific point and
No,
get you to understand.
because Jesus probably have said that in general, but
Yeah.
not like sorry, for a specific situation. It's not for all the time. He doesn't.
Yeah, but remember what happened to the apostles? Did any of them fight since the day when Jesus told them to lay down their arms?
No, but they didn't have an army to fight. They were only 10, 20 people. Like Muhammad Sallallahu in Makkah, they were only 200 people. They were not ready to fight. When they went to Medina and they had their own force, they're ready to fight.
So how can they fight as long as he tells them if somebody
Slap you on one
slap you
side.
on your right hand, give him the left. If somebody take your jacket, give him all
But
your
do you know
clothes and go
that?
naked.
Do you know that Jesus says if somebody hit you on this side, offer the other one?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Jesus himself didn't do that. You know when the Roman Jewish soldiers,
Yeah.
when they slap him on one side, you know what Jesus said?
No.
He didn't offer the other cheek. He said, "Why you hit me?"
That one,
He said, "Why did he hit
that
me?"
mean
Hypocrite.
He contradicted his
according to that.
own word.
When he was hit, he said, "For what reason you hit me?" He didn't say, "Okay, come on, hit here." But he's telling you, if somebody hit you this side, left side, offer him the right cheek. But he didn't offer the right cheek to the Jewish soldier.
He doesn't say he didn't offer it.
Huh?
He doesn't say
But he
didn't.
said,
No,
"Why did he hit
that's
me?"
Yeah, but it doesn't say he didn't offer it.
No,
Why
no,
he said that?
he
though?
said turn the other cheek.
Yeah,
Of course.
Where does it say he didn't
Yeah,
do that?
if somebody come in
Yeah.
To invade your own privacy, your own home, to steal and to harm you and your family, and he just give you the slap.
Yeah, no, but
You
we
will tell him,
kinda-
I'm sorry, I need to love you because Jesus said love all your enemy. What do you want? Let me to give you. So you pack up your stuff and give it to him.
Yeah, I know, but the point I'm trying
Yeah,
to
and
make-
somebody asks you for a coat,
Yeah.
give him your coat as well, yeah?
I
So
know.
if somebody asks you this, will you give him his jacket? If somebody asks you for a coat, will you give him?
No, they're talking about force, aren't they?
Huh?
They're talking about by force.
No, it's
nothing is
talking
practical.
exactly. This is not a practical thing. He say hyperbole language.
Yeah, I know,
This is
but-
exaggerated
But
hyperbole
we kind of diverting
in a
away.
parable language.
We
No,
are diverting. We
what
like
I'm
to divert.
what I'm saying is something
Yeah,
Let him-
you
let him
take
ask,
something
let him
literal, but not
Yeah,
everything
yeah, I
literal.
know.
Why?
Let him
But
ask.
all of what I'm saying is, it's not to discuss it. It's actually the point I'm trying to make is that he's saying we should do it in order to be the children of your Father in heaven. So the point I was trying to make to the Muslim is that this is why we do these things.
Okay.
It's so that we're ready for the kingdom
Okay.
without God having to change anything in our minds.
Do you expect that you are going to the kingdom of God? You accept?
Well, the
you
kingdom's
expect-
coming here, so
Yeah,
we
the
just have to be
kingdom-
ready. for
I
it.
don't understand your question. Say that again. Explain that again.
No, so what Jesus is trying to do, rather than God having to change anything in our minds.
Yeah,
We're
he
the ones
changed
who
himself.
we do the change ourselves by following what he said.
Do you have any ill thought in your mind sometimes? Something about thought of lust or
I don't
greed?
even wanna, I can't hardly hear what you're saying because of this guy.
No. You say you Christians purify yourself in this world, yeah? But
Yeah.
Muslims will be purified in the hereafter.
Yeah.
Now, are you saying that you right now have no ill thing in you, ill feeling in you, or hate for anyone, anger towards anything, lust after anything? Are you saying you're totally free from that at the
No,
moment?
Shall we go and
No,
check
no.
what's Bob saying?
Yeah?
Yeah, shall we go there and
Sure.
see what he's saying?
Of course, because last week he was talking about women and I watched the video. He's talking nonsense.
Do you want to, we go there
He's
and
talking nonsense.
stand next to him and see what he's saying?
Let's check it
Because
out.
he
but
will hate,
yeah.
he will hate to see us around him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you mind,
Do you have-
we
wait,
just...
wait. Last question.
Right. So the what? Since you don't want to.
No,
carry
come on. Last
Yeah.
question, quick.
All right. So the whole point of what I'm trying to find out is, so my point is that we're doing this in order to prepare us for God's kingdom. But you know what you said there about the Muslims being changed? Is it something that is actually in the Quran or is it from a scholar?
No Quran.
All right. Do you know what that is?
No. No, I
Actually,
don't have
brother,
the
actually
reference.
Quran also says that this prophet has come to you to purify you.
Yeah, of course.
So we are also purified in this life as well to our own limit, but not totally purified because in this world Satan is still after us. Satan is whispering in your ear as well and in my ear as well. So we are not escaped from Satan totally, but in paradise we will totally be.
Besides, we human. No matter how much we try to
Purify ourselves.
we still be short because we are a human and our nafas always, this is what we call jihad against our own. And this is the most important, that we strive against our own desire.
Go on, check.
And
Let's
now
check him.
we are going
We'll
to
speak in a
Bob. Let's
minute.
go.
If you want to come and refute
Yeah,
him,
come,
you can
let's
come.
But in Islam, adoption is abrogated. Adoption is done away with. Let me show you. So we have a story in Islamic sources. And the story is this. So, this is taken from, so you know my source, it's taken from Muhammad ibn Umar records this in 207, Abdullah Amir al-Aslani records this in 151, these are Islamic dates. Muhammad b Yahya b Haban records this in 121 by the Islamic calendar. The messenger of God came to the house of Zayd bin Haritha. Zayd was always called Zayd bin Muhammad. Perhaps the messenger of God missed him at that moment so as to ask, where is Zayd? He came to his residence to look for him, but he did not find him. Zainab, that's the wife of Zayd, Zayd's wife rose to meet him. Because she was dressed only in a shift, a thin veil, the messenger of God turned away from her. She said, "He is not here, messenger of God. Come in, you who are dear to me as my father and mother." The messenger of God refused to enter Zainab. Zainab had dressed in haste when she was told the messenger of God was at the door. She jumped up in haste and excited the admiration of the messenger of God. Let me just put that in everyday language. Muhammad was attracted, found himself attracted to the wife of his adopted son, Zayd. Story goes on. So he turned away, murmuring something that could not scarcely be understood. However, he didn't say overtly, "Glory to God the Almighty. Glory be to God who causes the hearts of men to turn." When Zayd came home, his wife told him that the messenger of God had come to his house. Zayd said, "Why didn't you ask him to come in?" He replied, "I asked him, but he refused." "Did you hear him say anything?" he asked. She replied, "As he turned away, I heard him say, 'Glory be to God the Almighty, glory be to God who causes hearts to turn.'" So Zayd, the adopted son of Muhammad, left, and having come to the messenger of God, he said, "Messenger of God, I have
What are
come
you
and
reading,
heard
Bob?
that you came to my house.
What source is
Why
that?
didn't you go in? You who are dear to me as my father and mother." Messenger of God,
This is the
perhaps
authentic source you're reading.
Zainab has excited your admiration, and so I will separate myself from her. Zayd could find no possible way to approach her after that day. He would come to the messenger of God and tell
This
him
is
so.
authentic hadith.
But the messenger of God would say
I think
to
he's
him,
reading Ibn
"Keep
Ishaq."
your wife." Zayd separated from her and left her, and she became free. While the messenger of God was talking with Aisha, a fainting overcame him when he was released from it, and smiled and said, "Who will go to Zainab to tell her the good news, saying that God has married her to me?" So, Muhammad, according to Islamic sources, admired the wife of his adopted son.
What was the source?
And his adopted son,
What was the source?
and his adopted son,
We need to know is
felt-
this authentic source or not.
We'll show it, And his
tell
adopted
us.
son felt
but we need to know here.
obligated to divorce his
But if it
wife
is true,
for
he's a
Muhammad.
false prophet.
But it's not true.
And if it is
it's
true,
Ibn
he's a false
Ishaq.
prophet.
It's Ibn Ishaq.
This
100%
no,
false prophet.
no, no. I'm doing a talk. And this
That source
passage,
is Ibn Ishaq.
this
I don't
event,
know. But if it is
Ibn
true,
Ishaq is not authentic
This
source.
event
it's 100% false
led
prophet.
to this verse
I can assure you
in the
that's not
Quran being revealed. So let's just pull it up. In Surah 33, 4 to 5, we read. Now he wants the source. My criticism is of the Quran. Listen. Surah 33, 4 to 5.
You need to know what you were reading.
Surah
Were you reading
33,
Ibn Ishaq?
4 to 5.
Ibn Ishaq is not a
It's in
source.
Al-Tabari. That's my source for the story I've
Al-Tabari is
just
quoting
read.
who? Who
That's
was
my
Al-Tabari
source.
quoting?
I'm quoting Al-Tabari.
Al-Tabari was my companion.
So,
who was he
will
quoting?
you
He
put the
came
light on me,
300.
bro? And
he
the
came
camera.
300 years after
So that I
Muhammad
can
Sallallahu Alaihi
read.
Wasallam. So who he was quoting?
Bro, don't encourage him. All you're doing is encouraging him. I'm trying to give a talk. So Surah 33, 4 to 5.
You see, I told you. It's not authentic source.
So,
He's reading Al-Tabari. Al-Tabari has all different sources.
now,
No, but he didn't with the
the
Quran.
brother is
No, but
quick
Al-Tabari is
to
quoting a
jump on
hadith.
something.
Where he get
But
that
he
from?
doesn't
We need to
understand
know.
that my criticism
Al-Tabari is a historian. He's not a muhaddith.
Listen to what the Quran
Exactly.
says.
Al-Tabari bring all the source.
But
And stay
yeah, are you sure
quietly
that he had
in
never
your
done?
house.
Huh?
Are you
Make
sure that
not
he has
the
never
dust
done
you
like that?
display like
Yeah,
man of
absolutely,
former times of
absolutely.
ignorance.
Of course,
and
I agree with
establish
you. That's not a
regular
way
prayer
Prophet works.
and give
I
regular
agree with you.
charity and obey
But what
Allah
I'm
and His
saying, there are many
messenger,
people came
and Allah
afterward.
only wishes
They bring
to
weak
remove
sources and they
all
put in there. Do you know
admonitions
Sahih
from
Muslim?
you.
The Muslim, Sahih Muslim
Ye
hadith book.
members of the
He
family,
said the reading
and to make
reason he's
yours
writing the book is
spotless,
because there are so many
and
lies
recite
about the Prophet out
what
there.
is rehearsed
So
to
he
you.
has taken this
I think I might
duty
have got the
to
wrong
make sure the
passage,
authentic
actually.
one
Bear
in his
with
book.
us. I
Bukhari
think I've got the wrong
collected
passage. Bear with us.
300,000 hadith.
It
You know how many he
happens.
put in this book? 7,000. He rejected 293,000 because he knows there are a lot of lies. Sometimes people are making mistakes out of memory, and sometimes deliberately people
It happens.
making
Sometimes
lies.
you hit the wrong digit when you're making your
So
notes.
this is, as I told you, it's not authentic.
It was
He was reading.
33 quarter
And I think this
I
is
was
not,
reading
for example,
33.
if I say to you,
Quarter to me.
for example, for example, if I say
Here
to
we go.
you, Jesus say women cannot enter paradise until they become
33,
man.
4 to
You say,
5.
what a nonsense you're
Allah
talking
has
about.
not made
But if
for
you
any
read
man
Gospel of
two
Thomas,
hearts in
Gospel
his
of
one
Thomas, the Gnostic
body,
Gospel, you call Gnostic.
nor has he
Saying
made
114
your
says
wives
this.
from
114.
your
There are sayings
wives
of 114
whom you
sayings in Gospel of
divorced
Thomas.
by
Sayings
zihar.
1, 2, 3.
Your
The last
mothers,
saying says that Peter
nor
says to
has he
Jesus,
made
can
your
you tell this Mary
adopted
Magdalene to
sons
go away
your
from
sons.
us? She's a woman. What's she
So the
doing?
Quran
So Jesus said, don't worry, I will go and make her a man so she can
There
enter
is
paradise with
clear
us. That's
legal
Gospel of Thomas says that. If I quote you
differences
that,
and
what do you think about it?
between
Because
Islam
you say that's a
and
Gnostic
Christianity.
gospel. Yeah. So
Christianity
same way we
affords
say
to
there are a
the
lot of things are
adopted
wrong
child
and false and
higher
weak in the books.
dignity
You
in
can't make a
all
case through them.
things than Islam affords to the adopted
And
child.
our Prophet ﷺ, in a very
This
authentic
is
hadith,
something that's
5 times
important.
he
It
says,
has legal
"Anybody lie upon
ramifications
me,
and legal
his place is in
consequences.
hell." Why did he
There's
have to say
real
that?
differences
Because
between
he knows
Islam
there are a lot of people that will lie
and
about him. He won't.
Christianity.
That's why I say there are a lot of lies about that.
The point that the brother wasn't listening to is I'm criticizing
I didn't know
the
that you were
Quran.
addressing me.
I was simply giving an introduction because that story by some Muslim sources is the reason why this verse was revealed. It goes on. It goes on. Your sons, such is only your
Sunan
manner
Nasai,
of
where it
speech
talks about the verse.
by your mouths, but Allah tells you the truth and He shows the right way.
No, you
Listen
probably
to
haven't
verse
found
5.
it though. But it's
Call
Sunan
them by
Nasai,
the
that's where it
names of
refers
their
to the verse
fathers,
and
that is juster in the
Zayd
sight
and
of
the
Allah.
XY.
But not the whole
If
story.
you know
No, it's not. No,
their
it's just a part of
father's
it.
names,
But it
call
mentions
them
the
your
verse.
brothers
Tabari
in
explained
faith,
it longer. That's what I'm
or
saying.
you,
That part
or
I don't
your
agree with.
mullahs. But there is no blame on ye if ye make a mistake therein, and the intention of your hearts. And the intention of your hearts, Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. So what the Quran is saying is that adopted children are not given the same dignity in Islam that adopted children are given in Christianity. When you adopt a child into your family, you need to give them an inheritance. You need to give them a heritage. You need to give them an identity. They've already been abandoned by their biological parents. But Islam is saying you can't even call them your sons. You can't even call them by your family name. These children remain completely rejected and have no families of their own because of Islamic teaching. They are abandoned by the bad parents that are orphaned them, but then Islam says that this family that takes care of them can't even call them as their own
No,
family.
it's not saying that. It's saying that
That's what it says
don't
literally.
Don't take the,
Literally it says,
you need
I'll
to
read it
understand
again
that
because he wasn't
it
listening.
means don't take the names of their fathers from them.
Made your
Whatever
adopted
their heritage
sons,
is, whatever their father's name is,
your
keep it with
mother,
them. So
nor has
he-
he
he's
made
giving dignity-
your adopted
Exactly.
sons
He's giving
your sons.
the same.
That's what the Quran says.
Same
What is
prophet.
dignified?
That's what it
is
says.
dignified for the children is to carry their own father
Exactly.
name.
Their ancestors'
Which
name.
they
Look
don't
after them.
have
Don't change
because
it.
their
They
fathers
have or not.
may have abandoned them.
Even so, they still belong.
Even
to
so.
they still belong.
Are you
to
saying
their
it doesn't
own
matter?
family. It does matter because there is law, there is inheritance, there is a right for the children and non-children, and they are not equal, and they will never be equal. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala command the believer to look after the orphan and to support them and to look after them, but you don't just give them the right for which they
Prophet
don't
said,
have.
anyone
Besides,
who look after the orphan, he's going to be with me in paradise. Like these two fingers together.
That wasn't the point that I made.
Looking after the
Besides,
orphan.
That was
is
not the
duty of
point that I
besides,
made.
the Prophet come with the
An
law.
adopted
Come-
child in Islam
Stop shouting!
does not receive the same honor and dignity and the same rights and privileges and the same acceptance as they would under Christian teaching. And that is the difference between Islam and Christianity.
The difference
But it
is,
gets worse.
The difference is he can shout a
It
lot,
gets worse.
but he tries to twist. While according to you, according to you, Prophet Muhammad, he come, peace upon him, come with the law to be applied to all mankind, while the law of Moses is applied only to the Jew, nothing to do with the Christianity. With the Christianity coming with a different teaching. And according to you, according to the
yeah.
no, I didn't finish.
So it gets worse. Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
didn't finish.
listen to
I
what the
didn't
Quran
finish.
says.
I didn't finish.
No one invited you to talk. No one invited you.
Why-
Behold!
No, behold!
Thou didst say to one who had received the grace of Allah. So this is talking about how Muhammad felt about the wife of Zayd. Listen to what it says. This is Allah's witness testimony against Muhammad. Behold, thou didst say to the one who had received the grace of Allah and thy favour, retain thy wife. That's talking to his adopted son. Muhammad said, you keep your wife. When you said to me, I'll divorce my wife so you can have her, Muhammad said, no, you keep your wife.
He didn't say you can have her.
And
Don't
Allah
add.
is quoting.
Don't add into the
Allah
Quran.
is quoting
That didn't say that so you
Muhammad.
can have her.
That's why.
Muhammad
say that.
Allah said,
Block on each other.
He's
retain
adding into it. He didn't say so you can have her.
This is why we
Thy
are
wife.
blocked on each other.
That's what
to
it says.
respond and
So they
comment
It doesn't say you
contradict
can
their
have
own
her.
Quran.
He is a hypocrite.
Notice the
Hypocrite
bad manners.
liar. Hypocrite
And he
liar.
goes
Oh,
on.
you're lying
Blocking
right now.
the
You're
Muslim
lying.
and don't
As
allow
And
always,
fear
you're lying.
Allah.
Okay.
And fear Allah.
Alright.
But thou didst hide in thy heart that which Allah was about to make manifest. So in other words, Allah says that Muhammad desired the wife of his adopted son. What kind of father is that?
Wait, let's apply
What
this.
kind of
Let's
example
apply
is
this.
that?
Let's apply this
Because
on your own father.
Allah,
He gets the
Allah
wife
said,
of
you
suppose
desired
Joseph.
it, but I was going to reveal it before you before it became
Let's
public.
apply,
Bob, read
let's
the verse
apply
again.
this. Let's apply this on the father.
He wants me to read it again.
He get his
I
son
will oblige
out
him.
of his own daughter, the
But
supposed
fear
wife of
Allah.
Joseph. He's
But
your
no,
own God.
Muhammad,
Your own God.
did
He
hide
get
in
his
thy
son.
heart that which Allah was about to make manifest.
And what was that he was hiding?
Those did fear the people, but it is a more fitting
What was
that
he
thou
hiding?
should fear Allah. Then when Zayd has dissolved his marriage with her, with the necessary formularity, we joined her in marriage to you.
So what was he hiding?
So what was Muhammad hiding?
What was he hiding?
He was hiding in his heart
What?
that he wanted to marry the wife of his adopted son. That's what he was doing.
Adultery in the heart.
Adultery of the heart, you beat me to
And
it.
your own God,
Okay.
your own
I'm
God,
ready, Bob.
your own God sent the angel to Mary to tell her that the father will overshadow you to beget his son of the supposed wife of Joseph. So your God is worse than even if we say Muhammad is the answer. Your own God, he
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and
from his own
gentlemen,
daughter.
Muhammad
Yeah.
desired to marry
Yeah.
the wife
He married her.
of his
But
adopted
your
son.
father,
Before
your holy father,
Allah
said he
made it permissible.
shares the mother of his
So
son.
Allah
Was
is the
Joseph.
sock puppet of Muhammad,
It's so popular.
doing what he wants.
Yeah,
But let's see
What
what,
I'm
does
saying,
our Lord
what I'm
Jesus
saying.
Christ say about this.
Yeah.
That he who desires desires in his heart a married woman has already committed adultery in his heart. So according to Jesus, Muhammad was an adulterer.
And the mother of Jesus,
Muhammad,
the father, and
by the
shared
Prophet
Joseph.
Allah, gives a revelation that Zaid can divorce his wife.
We are talking about a human. While you're on God,
his wife.
that is so
What does God say about divorce?
your God
What does God say?
no evidence. God provides no evidence.
What does God say about divorce?
His daughter, you just with Joseph and provide no evidence. This is what?
They haven't provided no evidence. This gentleman here.
We need to watch the video.
Is that true?
What?
Malachi.
Comes from the Bible.
I
don't think so.
He did that one. He is a false prophet.
Fair enough, fair enough.
A prophet will never do that.
Yeah, fair enough. What I'm saying, your God,
Quran
what I'm saying, your God of the
that
Bible
Muhammad
has
wants
to
to
get
marry
his son
his
from his
married
own daughter,
son's
and then he
wife.
share her with the same
That's what your
Joseph.
Quran says.
And this is
Do you agree with that?
no dignity of your own father, your whole father. At least Muhammad is a human, but when your God,
But he cannot be a true prophet.
no.
So,
He is a prophet, but your God cannot be
He
true
cannot be a
God.
true prophet.
Yeah, true prophet.
He cannot be.
Yeah, true
He
prophet.
cannot be.
Yeah.
Adultery.
True prophet.
He sleep with
So,
with
let
the
us
wife of his
look. So Allah
with his son.
commits the divorce because Muhammad wanted to marry, wanted to marry his adopted son.
Harisa, he
And that is
divorced
the
his wife.
testimony
But,
of Allah,
But
not Bob.
Joseph
Allah
didn't
said
divorce
that,
Mary.
not Bob. No,
Your-
listen to what God said about divorce.
Yeah, your God about
This is
divorce.
another thing you do.
Deuteronomy.
You cover the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping and groaning, because he no
Mark as
longer
usual,
regards the offering or accepts it with favor from your hand. Yet you say, for what reasons? Because the Lord has been a witness between you and the wife of your youth.
How can it be?
You have dealt
No, when you say you don't believe, that's a very big general thing.
companion.
What I say is,
And your
anyone
wife,
say
my
authentic
covenant.
source in there, anyone backed by authentic source, I believe. It doesn't matter whoever says it.
Who has a remnant of the Spirit. And what did that one do while he was seeking a godly offspring? Take heed then to your spirit, and let no one deal treacherously against the wife of your youth. For I hate divorce. So God hates divorce, but Allah permits divorce. God honors adoption with full legal, full rights of family heritage and inheritance, but Allah denigrates the adopted child. God hates the lust of the heart and calls it adultery, but Allah witnesses against Muhammad that he desired to marry his then married son's wife. How do you reply to that?
My reply is, according
No, reply to what I said.
Don't go to the Bible
the
here.
divorce.
You deal with my argument. Come here, bro.
The divorce is the last lawful things allowed by God, because marriage is secret and it's very strong tie in front of God. But when men and women they cannot carry on, the divorce is the best solution. While according to your own Bible, you know, and Deuteronomy, you know, a wife can jump from one to another, and every man can take her out. While I ask you many times to and block me on your channel so I can put in the second
Okay,
comment
I'm done
section.
talking to Yahya now.
No. This is Abbas. You don't want to talk to me. Yeah.
You interrupted me. I want to challenge you.
Yeah, challenge me.
Okay. So in the Quran, Allah testifies against Muhammad and he says,
Jude,
this.
come this way.
Listen,
Jude.
listen,
against.
listen.
Don't use the word
Listen,
against.
against.
No, not
Behold,
against.
this is Allah speaking. Behold, thou didst say to one who had received the grace of Allah and thy favour, retain in wedlock thy wife, and fear Allah. But thou didst hide in thy heart that which Allah was about to make manifest, which is the marriage between Zainab, is that again?
Zainab, yeah.
Zainab and Muhammad.
Zainab bint Jash.
So, when it says that thou didst desire, and he hid it, what was that desire he was hiding?
Yeah, that's a fair
So
question.
you need to explain that, what the desire
Right,
was.
yeah, I will
You say
explain
was
it.
a lust. You say
I
was a
no,
lust.
I will explain it. He asked me to explain it.
Yes, yes.
I will explain it.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair.
Muhammad desired to marry Zainab. Now, what kind of father wants to marry, bearing in mind at this moment in time he saw Zayd as his son. He wanted to marry Zayd's wife. What kind of father, what kind of loving father wants to marry the adopted son's wife?
Yeah.
So answer that question.
Okay, what I say, how
Let me say, just give
how
him
I
the
know, I'm
reference.
listening.
I just
How
give
I
him the
know, I'm
reference.
listening.
Deuteronomy
I'm
24:1.
Abbas.
Deuteronomy 22, 28,
But he
29.
does this all the time. He just pulls out
No,
his
no,
script
he
and starts
doesn't.
reciting.
Because
Yeah, I'm
this is
listening.
about divorce.
How I
This is
Okay,
according to
anyone who wants to listen to
Christianity.
me and Abbas,
No,
we're
no,
going
no,
to
it's okay.
Yeah, let him run, let him run,
Okay,
let him
brother,
run.
yeah, quiet.
Let him run. I will hold this guy.
talk to me.
I will
Abbas.
hold this guy.
Talk to me, Abbas.
Okay, how I understand this verse is this.
Okay.
You need to understand whole context or intertextually.
So what's the context?
What was it? Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Zainab was his cousin.
Yes.
He was not like the person he doesn't know. She was a daughter of his sister, or her aunt, his aunt. So what happened here?
First cousin, second cousin?
First cousin.
First cousin marriages
So he-
allowed in
So
Islam.
he was the one.
All those people still.
He was the one who insisted his family to let Zainab marry with Zayd, and Zayd was a slave. Nobody wanted Zainab to marry with a slave, Zayd. So because they think slaves were lower. So Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam feels dutiful here. Now if Zainab is going to get divorced, who's going to marry her? She's going to be without husband. So that's what he was thinking. If Zayd is going to divorce, so should I marry her? Because I'm the one who insisted. Everybody else gave guarantee that they should marry Zainab to Zayd. So that was, I believe, that was in his heart, that should I marry her? Now she's going to be without husband. So that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. Yes, you can marry her because she is not your blood son's daughter, she is your adopted son's daughter. And I don't think there's anything wrong in that. He felt dutiful.
against the
he
against
felt
the Bible.
dutiful to marry Zainab because she's going to be without husband.
Be-
And
be-
there's nothing,
besides
there's
besides
nothing about
that,
love
because
or something wrong.
besides that,
Right,
it's a
Abbas,
law.
Abbas.
It's a law for
Right,
the
I'm just
follower
going to talk to
say
everyone else
that-
because Abbas is not listening to me. So,
Yeah, but
ladies and
be-
gentlemen,
because the
without
prophet-
any
the
prompting
prophet come
from
with the
me,
law,
Yeah.
you
people
heard
will
Abbas
follow.
admit
Yeah.
that because of Muhammad's example, first cousin marriages are permissible in Islam, which means
Yeah, there's nothing
that
wrong with that.
Allah
Yeah, nothing wrong with
didn't know about the genetic problems that happen because of first cousin marriages.
They happen
Yeah,
all the
oh,
time.
these don't.
They happen all the time.
Amongst the Pakistani Muslim community,
Yeah.
there are a disproportionate number of genetic defects in their population vis-a-vis any other Asian community in the UK, whether it be Sikh, Hindu or Christian or Zoroastrian or any other.
I think you're changing the
No,
topic right now.
furthermore,
topic we're talking
furthermore,
about Zainab-
furthermore,
Zainab's marriage.
furthermore,
Now you
I
get
didn't
something
interrupt you,
Why are you
Abbas.
changing the topic here?
I did not interrupt you, Abbas.
asked me a question.
Always with Abbas, it's the
Why are
same.
you
Yeah,
changing
you're
the
talking
topic?
about
Always with
different
Abbas,
subjects
it's the
now.
same.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're changing the topic.
Now you're
Always with
talking
Abbas,
about
it's
the
the
blood
same.
relation.
You try to
A blood
talk to
relation,
him,
not
and
allowed.
then he
Blood
interrupts.
relation,
But I
not
will now
allowed in the
interrupt
Quran.
him,
Yeah.
and I
Blood relation
guarantee
is not allowed.
again and again
Yeah, what
he
happened?
will complain that I'm interrupting him. Because it happens
You know,
every
you can
single
jump to
time.
whatever you
That's-
want.
No, furthermore,
Alright.
furthermore,
Go, Bob.
the ancient church
Yeah.
even before Islam prohibited first century marriages. So in other words, the ancient church knew better than the Allah of the Quran. Now, moving on to the second point that he made.
Alright.
It's not the point we're
Because
making
the
right now.
point of the Quran is stating is that at the time when Muhammad considered Zayd his son and Zainab his son's wife,
Yeah.
he wanted to marry
No.
his son's
No, he
wife.
didn't say that.
Now he says no,
Okay.
but listen to what the Quran actually
Yeah,
says.
let's read it again.
Listen,
At the
read
time
it,
of their
listen.
marriage. At the time
Now,
of their marriage.
I'm going to be interrupting Abbas and he will be
No, we want to
complaining.
know at
Take the
time of
Arabic.
He
their
will be
marriage.
complaining. Behold,
Take the Arabic.
thou didst say to one who had received the grace of Allah and thy favour, retain thou thy wife. In other words,
Yeah.
Zayd had come to him and said, I'll divorce my wife so you can marry her.
No, he doesn't say
and
that.
Muhammad
You
had
added into it.
said,
He didn't say so you
and
can marry
Muhammad
her.
had said,
Why you say something
Muhammad
that's
had
not in the
said,
Quran?
keep your wife.
Show me where it says
But
so
then the
you can marry
Quran,
her.
but then the
Why you
Quran
said
goes
that?
on
It's
to
not in the
say,
Quran. He's lying.
and fear Allah, but thou didst hide in thy heart that which Allah was about to manifest. In other words, Muhammad desired something before Allah made it permissible.
Desire or maybe he
So,
thought. Why say
now
so?
I want to ask you a question
Maybe he
about
thought about it. Why you
Abbas.
say Zayd say so you can marry her?
when
Where does
Allah
it say that Zayd
when
says so
Allah
you can marry
quotes
her?
Muhammad, when Allah quotes Muhammad and says, retain thou thy wife, were they married or unmarried?
So Muhammad was telling him not to divorce her.
No. Yeah, so they were married, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, so I wasn't lying then, was I?
Well, when did I say?
You see, you didn't even listen to what
When
I'd
did I
said.
say? No, you say.
So,
You said Zayd said
so they
you
were
can marry
married
her.
when Muhammad said
You
that.
said Zayd said to Muhammad,
So-
so you can marry her.
But thou didst hide in thy heart. What did he hide in his heart?
Should he marry her?
What did he hide in his heart?
I'm telling you. Should he marry her? Because now Zayd's going to divorce her. She's going to be without husband. So should I marry her? Because I'm the one who says to Zaynab's family that Zayd is a good man. You should marry her. But now Zayd is leaving her, so it's my
And why is
responsibility.
Zayd leaving her?
Well, they didn't get on. They didn't get on because he was a slave. He was from poor family. She was from above Quraysh top family.
And
of
your
Quraysh.
sources for this are?
They are also commentators as well.
Commentators. So not hadith, commentators.
No, I'm sure this hadith also talk about it.
Ah,
Sure.
right. So earlier,
Hadith
when I was
Hadith also talk
quoting Tabari, he was saying, "Show me your sources. Show me your
I
sources. Show me your
say-
sources."
I say-
And I literally was reading from Al Tabari.
Yeah, but I'm not
But
saying
now he's come up
No,
with
I'm
a
saying-
counter reason for the divorce.
when I
And
say-
I've asked him for his sources and what are they?
Commentaries.
Commentators. Commentators.
And hadith.
Where? Which hadith?
I'm going to bring it to you.
Well, bring it then.
Look, you came prepared.
Well, bring it.
I didn't come
Ah,
prepared.
right.
You want to talk about it next week? I can come prepared. But I'm saying that. So when I say commentator, we accept any commentator if they back whatever they're saying by Quran and Hadith. If commentator is not backing it from Sahih Hadith, then we say it's his own opinion. And whatever you quoted Tabari was saying, Tabari has no authentic source of saying that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has lust after Zainab. What he is quoting from, I believe, is Ibn Ishaq. And Ibn Ishaq is not authentic source. He was considered as the making of hadith. He was a liar and he was kicked out of Medina as well, Ibn Ishaq, by Imam Malik, because Ibn Ishaq making all the stories. So Tabari is quoting Ibn Ishaq and Ibn Ishaq
So
is authentic
just
source.
so you know, in Buhari's own lifetime, he was considered a deviant. So just because someone was considered a deviant doesn't mean that suddenly he can't become an authority later on.
Who say he was a
So,
deviant? Who say-
furthermore,
who say he was
furthermore, listen to what the Quran actually says.
Listen.
It says, fear Allah. Then, this is Allah speaking to Muhammad.
Okay.
Then, when Zayd had dissolved his marriage with her,
Yes.
with the necessary formality, we joined in marriage to thee.
Yeah, what's wrong
So
with
in
that?
other words, the desire to marry her was while she was still married.
Why are you saying desire to
So
marry her?
Allah is testifying that Muhammad wanted to marry a married woman.
Does the Quran use the word that
That's Allah's testimony against Muhammad.
Quran say what is in your heart?
Tell me, would
What-
your
what-
wife, let me ask you this question, Abbas.
Okay.
If your wife, God forbid, and I don't suspect for 1 second that this would ever happen,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to impugn your character in any way,
Yeah, we
but
know
do a
Abbas.
hypothetical experiment with me.
let's face
That you desired to marry another woman, a married woman, and your wife learnt about it, how would she react?
Yeah, that's a fair question.
My wife asked me a question why.
She would ask a question
Get
why.
angry
Yeah, why?
immediately.
You don't think she'd get
She will
upset?
get
Yeah, she
angry.
might get upset.
She might get upset. I mean, you do know your wife.
Yeah, I
If
do
she
know.
was stood here and I asked the same
My
question,
wife is a very big heart woman, you know.
yeah, she's a big-hearted woman. Fair enough.
I
We'll take him at his word.
I actually tested her jokingly many times. What about if I got another wife as well? And you know what she said? You know what she said?
What'd she say?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Yeah, she said that. So
Yeah.
I tested her already. yeah.
But would she
My
say
wife
that?
is
Would she
special.
say that if that woman was married?
Would she say
If
that?
that other woman was married?
Would you say that?
Yeah, probably, yeah, she would.
So you're now we're not going to talk about his wife. We'll just stop the conversation there. I don't want to talk about
I
your
know,
wife.
I know.
But I would have a
Okay,
problem with
what's
any
your point?
woman
Exactly.
committing
What's your
adultery.
point? What's your point here?
My point is that Muhammad was not a good father to his son because he desired to marry his son's wife.
And also you don't hear that repenting.
That's my
Okay,
point.
actually, okay, fine. I understand what he's trying to say. I'm going to give my example now
Alright.
with this scenario.
Okay.
If my wife learns that I find one woman, I was a guardian of her or very close to her, and I marry her with some other man, yeah, now their marriage is not getting on together, yeah, she's in trouble, and he's going to leave her, and she's going to be on her own. And then I'm thinking, should I marry her because I'm the one who gave her to the other man? She's going to be on her own, and my wife learned about it. I think my wife wouldn't mind that. My wife would say, I'm a very responsible man, I'm taking that responsibility, I gave that woman to the other man, and he's going to leave her, and I'm going to marry. My wife might say that's a very good thing.
Okay, so-
I apply that example onto this story.
So let me be clear. His counter commentary is still as of yet unevidenced. We've got Al-Tabari
I give you
versus
example. I give you
commentary.
example. I give you
Now,
example.
now, furthermore, let's be clear. I am saying to us all that we don't need Islam because we have something better in Jesus.
No, you don't. I can
The
prove it. I
Christian
can prove that to
logic,
you.
the Christian logic
Yeah.
is that right attitudes leads to right behavior. That if you have the right attitudes, you will do
May I-
the right thing.
May I refute your
No,
claim?
no.
May I refute your claim?
Christ says, he teaches us not to act from lust, not to act from desire, to control our minds. There is no getting around the fact that when Muhammad desired to marry his son's wife, not only was that a betrayal of his son, because at that time adoption had not been delegitimized, it was because of this very episode that adoption was delegitimized. So at that moment in time, he's still thinking that that is his son, that is a member of his family.
Adopted son.
And
There's a
he's
difference here.
thinking that he
Adopted son
wants to
is not a
marry
son.
his son's wife. But also, what
Oh.
kind of character is it of Muhammad to want to marry a married woman?
When was adoption?
No, no.
What kind of character is
No,
that?
when he-
Madam, you had a question.
I have a question.
Let her ask a question.
Sorry, ask the question. I want more.
I have a question, Bob. I have a question.
What's
You
your
say-
question, madam?
you-
What's your question?
No, it's a. Bob, I have a
Okay,
question.
continue,
Okay,
Abbas.
when you say you have a better religion than Islam, and you're trying to say, I'm going to show you God of your Bible, who convened adultery in the Bible. So how come that God you follow when God of the Bible says to David, I was talking to somebody else earlier as well, I'm going to take your wife and give it to your neighbor, and he will do to them in the open what you done in the secret. And what David done in the secret, he committed adultery with Bathsheba. So God, instead of stoning Bathsheba and David to death, stoned to death according to the law of Moses. He said, I'm going to give your wife to the neighbor. So what kind of a God do you follow that who's giving wives of David to the neighbor to have open sex so all Israel can see?
So only Abbas could turn the idea of God's judgment on David for adultery as somehow God legitimizing adultery.
Exactly, that's exactly
God
what he's doing.
often uses nations and their sin to punish nations for their sin. God does that. God has always done that. That doesn't mean that God is sanctioning adultery.
Yes,
But
he is.
what we have is that Allah is permitting the and
Not
giving
adultery.
license
Not
to
adultery.
Muhammad's desires,
Not adultery.
like a sock
Marriage.
puppet, like a sock puppet. God is pronouncing judgment on David for his adultery,
Okay.
and
Can I-
he is using the sinful nations
Can I read the
around Israel to punish Israel by using their sin as a
read
punishment
it.
on Israel.
Let me read it.
He is not saying that God agrees with
Yes,
adultery.
he does. You're
Go on.
embellishing something. 2 Samuel.
Let's put it up.
2 Samuel chapter 12, verses 11 and 12, I'm going to read it. And this is what the God of the Bible is saying. Now we know the background is David has committed sin. Now the prophet Nathan came and says, God has passed judgment on you. What is the judgment? Thus says the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against you.
I will
out
raise
of-
up evil.
I'm talking to my brother.
So he calls it
Brother,
evil.
Let me read. Let
So
me
he
read.
calls it evil.
Let me read it. Let me read
Continue.
it. Thus says the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against
So
you.
it's evil.
We
Continue.
heard that. Out of your own house, and I will take your wives before your eyes and give them to your neighbor.
Yes.
And he shall lie with your wives in the sight of the sun. For you did it secretly. What David done it secretly? Adultery. For you did it secretly. But I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun. Meaning, David commit adultery and God will convene adultery with his wife, go to sleep with the neighbor. My two questions, there are two problems. According to the law of Moses, which David fall under the law of Moses. Law of Moses said, Deuteronomy 22 verse 22, the adulterer should be stoned to death. So according to that law, Bathsheba and David should be stoned to death. Instead of that, they were not stoned to death. His wife going to go and sleep with the neighbor. I say, what kind of a just God is that? Is that what you call a moral God? It's not a moral God. On the other hand, Allah is telling Muhammad to marry, not sleep with her. Allah saying to marry, he can defend. This God is not a God. This is not a word of God. So here Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Allah saying you can marry her. Here God say I'm going to give your wife to the neighbor. It's like that. I sleep with the neighbor. Judge say you are a naughty boy. Now your wife is going to sleep with the neighbor. What kind of a judge is that? That's stupid. That's not justice. That's injustice. My wife has nothing to do with it.
So nothing could demonstrate as clear the difference between Islam and Christianity.
Okay.
Because in the very verse that he quotes,
Yeah.
Yahweh says that he's going to raise up evil. So he's condemning as evil the evil that he allows.
No allows.
He allows
will do
it.
No allows. He will
He
do
allows
it.
it.
He will do it.
But by
He said,
contrast,
I will give
by
it.
contrast,
Yeah.
Islam permits the marriage of first cousins. By contrast, Islam denigrates adopted sons so that those who are abandoned or find themselves orphaned because of other catastrophes and don't even have a family
Can you ask that?
can't even
Can you
call
answer
the
2
family
Samuel?
that takes care of them as their own family. And furthermore,
Yeah.
Allah condones the desire of Muhammad to marry a married woman, as if something like that kind of desire is legitimate or fair. Now he asked me for sources.
Yeah.
He asked me for sources.
No, 2 Samuel.
So-
don't run from your Bible.
We've referenced.
No,
So
you
I'll
can-
deal with Samuel and then I'll come back to this.
Okay, 2 Samuel.
So,
my two-
in
my two- my
Samuel,
two questions
in
were,
Samuel,
why David was not stoned to death.
God
With Bathsheba.
often uses
We heard that. Yeah.
the other nations and their sin and their evil
And punish innocent.
as an instrument of judgment on Israel and on one another. He does it many times. It is a way
That's
that he
not the
carries
question.
out
That's not the
his
question.
judgment.
That's not the question.
No, you didn't answer my
No,
question.
the
Bear
question-
with me.
I did answer all your questions.
So,
my question is why David and Bathsheba,
You haven't yet
according to the
provided your
law,
references.
according to the law of Moses, why they were not stoned to death?
Because
instead,
God-
instead of
Right, because God wished for David to come to salvation, because in his purposes, God wished for David to repent. Because David is an essential part of the history of Israel.
so law David
So-
law doesn't apply on David.
It allows as the lawgiver applies it. And the lawgiver is Yahweh, and Yahweh applies his law as he sees
Right,
fit.
okay, what about
He is
Bathsheba?
the judge.
Okay, what about
Do you
Bathsheba?
agree? Do you agree that a judge has the right to decide the punishment?
Yes.
Do you agree that Yahweh is the judge of David?
Yes, I agree. Yes,
Therefore,
yes, no.
if Yahweh chooses not to stone David, that is the right
Okay, okay,
judgment of the judge.
that's not the end of it.
I will
What
come
about,
one second.
What about Bathsheba?
Abbas,
What
sorry.
about Bathsheba? Why she was not
Again,
stoned to death?
does the judge have the right to judge according to his purposes?
Okay, let's say you're not going to.
So,
exactly. You are not.
He took
you
his
are-
son
no, no, you
and
can't.
ruined his
No, no,
kingdom.
you can't hide behind that. Okay?
No, I've given you your
The problem
answer.
is
Now
multiple.
let me go back to this.
Problem is multiple.
Abbas.
Problem is multiple.
Abbas.
For example, let's
Abbas.
say God decided
Abbas.
to let David go.
Abbas.
But what?
Abbas.
What has to do
Abbas.
with wife?
Abbas.
Why is wife
Abbas.
have to go and sleep with the neighbor?
Abbas.
Answer this question.
Abbas.
Why is wife
Abbas.
have to sleep with the neighbor?
Abbas.
You're not listening to
Abbas.
what I'm saying.
Abbas.
If you-
Abbas.
if you-
Abbas.
I'm not gonna
Abbas.
listen. I'm not gonna
Abbas.
listen. I'm not gonna
Abbas.
listen. I'm not
Abbas.
gonna listen.
Abbas.
I'm
Abbas.
not gonna listen. I'm not gonna listen to you.
Abbas.
I'm not gonna listen to you.
Abbas.
I'm not gonna
Abbas.
listen. Being a
Abbas.
Catholic is childish.
Abbas.
It's really
Abbas.
childish. It's really
Okay.
childish.
So,
See, he's
so
forcing his view. He's not answering my
he
question.
wanted a source
Why
for the
his wife
story.
has to go and sleep with the neighbor?
Sahih
That is what the pimp does. That's not what God does.
7420.
This is your
Listen.
Bob who
Sahih
runs from my one
Al-Bukhari,
single question.
7420.
He asks questions about Quran and Islam all the time.
What does
But
it say?
one question,
Sayyid
his
bin
answer is,
Haritha
if my God
came
wants
to
to
the
do that,
Prophet
who are you to ask?
complaining
This is
about
his
his
answer.
wife.
Well,
The
what
Prophet
kind of
kept
answer
on
is that?
saying to him,
If my
"Be
God
afraid
decides,
of
who
Allah
are you to
and
ask?
keep your
I mean,
wife."
how can,
Aisha
what right do you
said,
have
if
to ask
Allah's
questions about
messenger
Muhammad Sallallahu
were to conceal
No,
anything
you are not
of
worth
the
talking, brother.
Quran,
You are not worth
he would
talking.
have
You can't
concealed this
justify.
verse.
No, he's not answering my question.
Zainab used to boast
Everybody
before
saw
the
he
wives
runs.
of the Prophet
And for 3
used
years,
to say,
every single Christian
you were given in
run from this
marriage
question.
by your families, while I was married to the Prophet by Allah from over 7 heavens. And Thabit recited the verse.
What's wrong with that?
But O Muhammad, you did hide in your heart that which Allah was about to make manifest.
Right.
You did fear the people. Now, if Muhammad's desire
You basically failed to answer my question.
was only to marry someone who was simply divorced, as opposed to wanting to marry someone who was married, why did he fear the people?
Yeah, that's a good question. A fair
Why did
question.
he fear the people?
Yeah.
First of all, we know he failed to answer 2 Samuel chapter 12.
People will make their
And
own
every
decision.
Christian,
People will make their own decision.
He's up to ask. I mean, brilliant
No,
answer.
no, what I
Brilliant
said
answer.
was,
God is the judge, so who are
God
you?
is the judge,
And I
the
say-
lawgiver,
I say-
and he applies his laws
God-
how he sees fit.
We know
And
God.
you agree with that logic?
We know God by
You-
his actions.
do you disagree
we
with that
know
logic?
God by his actions.
Do you disagree with that logic?
I agree with you that God is the judge of everyone, even
And
Da-
if the lawgiver,
even David. Yeah.
and he
But
applies the
what
law
I,
as he sees
What
fit.
I disagree is this is not a God judgment. This is not. This is the man-made book and the man-made interpolation.
And
in
what
it.
he seems
This-
to forget,
God cannot.
Abbas seems
Yes,
to
God
forget,
cannot.
is in the verse that he quoted,
Yeah.
God calls it evil.
And he does evil.
But
does
Allah
evil.
calls what Muhammad did good.
So your God says it's evil, but I am going to do that evil. So you're calling God is doing the work of evil.
God
Because
allows
because
evil
God allows. He
according to
he
his
say, I will.
purposes.
He say I will give
Yes.
your wives.
I
he
will
does. So he does.
allow
So he,
evil.
So he does
is
evil.
what he says.
He does evil.
And that's exactly what I'm saying.
He does not
God
say.
says,
He does not
I
say.
will allow evil.
He does.
I'm saying, God allows evil.
He does not say it will happen to your family. He say I will give your wife. So giving wives to the neighbor is evil.
Does he call it evil?
So, yes, so he does.
There
the-
you go.
So he does evil. So God,
He allows
so
evil.
you are agreeing God is a worker of evil.
So coming back to the
Does
Quran.
God work for evil?
Coming back to
God
the
of
Quran.
Bible?
Coming back to the Quran.
Yes.
Do you
Yeah,
think?
you can hide from the Bible
you
and
think-
come back to the Quran.
Do you think?
We are
that-
proud of the Quran.
Do you think it is a good Muslim who desires to marry a married woman?
Well, first of all, you have to prove that he was desiring to marry her. He said, "What is in your
That's
heart?
literally what the Quran
What
says.
is in your heart?"
Yes.
He said, that's what he says.
Which is about to be
What is in your
yeah, which is
Now,
going to
you-
be revealed.
So you saying it was a desire? His desire was in his heart.
Yes.
I say it was in his heart was that now she's going to be without husband, and I am the one who make her marry him. Now they didn't get on. Should I marry her? So Allah says, "What is in your heart?" Yes, I say you can marry her. You will marry her. So that it's not lust.
His adopted son's
it has nothing
wife
to do with lust. No, it is cousin.
and his first cousin.
She was his cousin first. And we in Islam, we don't say you can't marry with the cousins. No, in Islam it's not.
Because
it's not
Allah
haram.
didn't understand genetics.
Okay.
And he didn't understand that if you marry your first cousin, there's genetic problems that come out of this.
Have you
And if
studied-
you don't believe me, just study it yourselves.
What is the percentage of these cousins marrying in genetic problems? What's the percentage?
It's disproportionately high amongst Muslim Pakistanis.
Yeah, well,
Am I wrong?
How high? How I don't know.
I don't have the
haven't-
exact stats of
What
it.
I'm saying is, even
I'm sure it'll turn up in the
even
comments.
people from different families, their children can have problems as well. All sort of problems they can
Yes,
have as well.
but there is a higher disproportionate problem per capita in the population of Pakistani Muslims because of their custom of marrying their first cousins.
I need to know what
Something
percentage.
that
What
the
percentage?
church condemned
What-
back in the 5th
You
century.
studied. What percentage is that?
I don't know the exact
Okay,
percentage.
so
I
maybe-
just know that it's higher
Okay,
and
maybe
disproportionate.
it's a 3%, maybe 0.1%. We don't know. We need to find out what. So if it's 99% is okay, so then what's wrong with that?
No,
If-
it's amongst first married cousins. You don't even do the maths right.
First
You
marriage.
see, you didn't even you don't
I
even
heard
do
you.
the
I heard you. What I'm saying.
the genetic faults because the first married cousins
What I'm saying
is higher per capita than any other
What
population.
I'm saying, if it's the majority of first marriage cousin, is nothing.
Okay,
nothing wrong.
here's a reference. Here's a reference.
Yeah.
Marriage between first cousins doubles risk of birth defects, says researchers. So basically, these researchers know better than Allah because Allah permits
What
first
number?
marriage cousins.
Give me numbers.
Listen, a study of 13,500 born in Bradford concludes the cultural practice in Pakistani communities outweighs the effects of deprivation. Marriage between first cousins doubles the risk of children being born with birth defects, according to a study seeking answers to the higher than expected rates of deaths and congenital abnormalities in the babies of the Pakistani community of Bradford.
What are you
Researchers,
reading? What source is that?
the source that I'm reading,
Yeah, that must be a Christian source, I guess.
The Guardian apparently is a Christian source. The most anti-Christian newspaper in Britain is apparently a Christian source.
So it looks like well, we found out
Okay,
now
listen.
there is that mission. There is
Listen.
that missionary who's working in the
Listen.
Guardian. Now we know there's some missionaries there as well.
Researchers have concluded that the cultural practice of marriage, which is directly linked to what Allah permits Muhammad to do, and that's why Muslims do it, between first cousins is a bigger factor than any other, outweighing the effects of deprivation in parts of Bradford where the study was carried out. Marriage to a blood relative accounted for nearly 31% of birth defects in babies of Pakistani origin. In other words, directly because of what Allah permits Muhammad to do, Pakistani Muslims are suffering.
According to the Guardian writer.
So in other words,
it's not according to some
in
scientists.
other
according
words,
to the Guardian.
go and research it
Yeah,
yourself,
I will,
Abbas.
I will,
Go ahead.
I'm not going to take your word
So
for
in
it.
other words, because of Allah's guidance, there are higher rates of death amongst Muslim children. But as far back as the 5th century, the church was condemning first cousin marriages, and I could probably find evidence even earlier than that. So that means that 2 centuries before the so-called prophet, who was so-called guided by God, Allah, Christians 2 centuries before knew it was a bad idea to marry a first cousin, but the author of the Quran didn't.
Okay, anyway, this is beside the point.
Anyway.
No, this is.
Oh, anyway.
No, because I say I'm going to research on that. This is the point you're making and reading the
It was
article.
part of your defence to reference the
And
fact
I'm-
that Zainab was the first cousin of Muhammad.
And I'm still standing on that. I'll say nothing wrong
So
with
if
that.
it's part of your defence,
didn't-
it's legitimate me to criticise first cousin marriages.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't in the Old Testament it says the same tribe people, they used to marry in the same tribe. They used to marry the same tribe, so especially their daughters must marry the same tribe man, so they will not go out of the money will not go out of their tribe.
Pull up the reference.
I'm asking you because I read somewhere. I can't pull up the reference. Right
I
now.
would need to see the
I
reference.
can't.
I'd
So,
need to
so
see the
you know
reference.
your Bible. You refute me. Then if I'm wrong, just tell me I'm wrong.
No,
here.
I just just show me the
in your
reference. I
Bible-
know that Israelites can only marry Israelites,
Yeah.
but I'm not aware
Even
that
the
it's,
same tribe.
I'm not aware that they have to stay within the same tribe. I don't think that's true.
The daughters.
I don't think they have to
daughters
stay within
marry
the
in
same.
the same tribe.
I'm saying.
So their money of the
Oh wait,
father
now
will
he's
not.
certain.
What?
I am saying I think you're wrong.
No,
so now's the chance to pull up a
I
reference.
say I'm pretty sure it says that, but
Well,
I
let's pull up a
I can't pull
reference,
down the reference
and then
right
we
now.
can talk
I
about
can't pull up the reference right now. But in your Bible, even they says that if the elder brother dies or brother dies, his wife must marry the other brother.
Yes.
Yes, if that's the other
But that doesn't mean that the wife is related to the brother.
I mean, this is.
But you're saying Muhammad was related to his own wife.
Does she has a choice?
Did you hear that?
Does she have a choice not to marry him?
You're
Does she have a
saying
choice?
that Muhammad was related to his own wife by blood.
First cousin, yes.
Yes.
First cousin,
And
yes.
we've already demonstrated.
And I say I have no problem with that.
And that I'm saying.
You have a problem with that. We have
So
no
you
problem
don't
with
have
that.
a- you
And
don't
I
have a
don't believe-
problem with
I
the
don't believe
genetic
your
defects that
I
emerge
don't
out of
believe-
that.
I don't believe in your article, the statistics in the article. I don't believe in the
He
article.
doesn't believe in the article
no, I-
because it puts
I
Muhammad
don't
in a
know-
bad light.
I don't know who's writing this
So
article.
in other words, Abbas is
I
admitting.
don't know who's writing this article.
Abbas is admitting that if that article is true, it puts Allah and Muhammad in a bad light.
If science says that the majority of the children born out of the same cousins is wrong, yes, then you have a point. And I say that is not the case.
Right, on what evidence?
And I say I will research on that.
Can we
But-
pull back up
but-
the article? Maybe
but-
it names the professors
But
for Abbas.
I'm refuting. No, I'm not going to believe whatever article you read. I'm going to do my thorough research.
Yes,
Thorough
and when you do your thorough research
no.
and you find that it's
No,
correct,
no, I know.
let's see if we can find out who
I'm
did
going
the
to do my thorough
research.
research about that. But what I'm saying that if that's the case, if 5% of the children are born defective, I say 95% are not. So I say the weight is more on that, on the right side. There's nothing wrong marrying them because 95% of the time you will be all right. A little bit of the time you're not right.
Right, I'm
So
going to give you the reference.
that can happen even if you're not the same family
Dr.
as well.
Iman Sheridan from Leeds University carried out the study.
yeah,
So now you have a geneticist is telling you that marrying your first cousin is a bad idea. But Abbas is saying,
No, I'm not.
I won't believe him.
I'm saying that I'm not going to make on the argument and to do on my own
Let's
research.
look at the
I'm going to do my
consequences.
thorough research, then I will come
Let's
with
look
by
at the
my own
consequences.
evidences. Now,
Every year,
let's get
there
back.
are
Let's get back to
about...
Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam married
No,
Zainab.
you brought up the first
No,
cousin
no, I
thing
didn't.
as a part of
No,
your
I
defense.
didn't. I say.
Yes, you did.
No.
Who heard him do that?
No.
Speak up.
I didn't.
Yeah,
What?
did you hear him use the
no.
first cousin?
No,
as part of
there
his
was
defense?
not. No, I said that.
Yes, you did.
I said that. No.
Yes, you did.
I was
and now
using,
you're
I was
backtracking.
using that as a reference. I was referring that he knew her before.
And you said
because,
that because
she
he
was
was
his
the
first.
first
No,
cousin.
because meaning he knew her. That was the reference I was using. I wasn't using though because she was his first cousin, so she must marry her. He must marry her. No, I was saying that he knew her because she was his first cousin. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So listen.
I was not making that case of my argument. I said, so he said that you should marry
Listen
my
to the article,
adopted
Abbas.
son. So he felt
Listen.
he felt responsible. No, there's no
The
point.
risk of having
There's no
a
point.
baby
I'm not arguing
with
on that
birth
one.
defects,
That's a wrong
usually
argument.
heart or nervous system problems, which can sometimes be
Again.
fatal,
Again.
is still small.
We need to
but it
know the
rises from
percentage.
3% in the general Pakistani population
3%.
to 6% amongst those who married to blood relatives.
94% don't.
Also found
94%
a
is fine.
doubling of
So
the
the
risk
majority is
in
fine.
the
It's
babies
not
of
like
white
60.
British
It's not like
women
60%.
who were over
So
the
that's
age
okay.
of 34
That's fine.
that increased
94%
risk
is
rising
okay.
from
So
2
I-
to
that
4%.
is my point. That was my point.
Every year there are about 90 more baby deaths than would be expected in the Pakistani community in England and Wales because of birth defects. Such issue is highly sensitive. And why is it sensitive? Because as we have just seen, Sharia law, the perfect guidance from Allah, this so-called infallible guidance, is directly responsible for first cousin marriages. So in other words, Western secular law and classical Christian law and medieval
He changed the topic.
Christian law
Topic was the
are
marriage of
all
Zainab.
better
No, he goes to
than
genetics.
Sharia law
That was not my
in
topic.
this matter.
That was not my topic.
So the
changed
great
the topic.
all-knowing God
Even
got
though-
it wrong,
even though-
but the Christian church got it right.
Even though I entertain him on that, even though I say this is not the topic.
It is the topic.
But
You brought up.
when you say
Who brought
when-
up first cousin marriages? Me or him?
I didn't.
Alas.
I didn't.
And why did he bring it
Well,
up?
he's lying.
As part of his
flashback.
Everybody
defense.
knows he's
But
lying
why
at flashback
Muhammad
that I am
lusted?
the one who brings first cousin marriages. I did not.
Muhammad
Let
wanted
me
to
speak.
marry
Let
his
me speak.
cousin.
Let me speak. Let me- not
That's
this.
what Abbas said.
I didn't even say that.
Muhammad wanted
Everybody
to
sees who's a
marry
liar
his
here.
first
He's
cousin.
making it up
That's
to-
what he said.
What I said was this. Zainab, Muhammad Sallam knew her before. How? Because she was his first cousin. That's all I say. I never say, oh, he married her because she was his first cousin. I didn't say that. So you are
Did
putting
he
words-
want to marry her?
No, that's another topic. That's another question.
Did he want to
No,
marry
no,
her?
you understand what you said? You said, I said.
I never said what you said I said. Honestly, I didn't.
You said that I said that.
No.
First cousin marriages in Islam are allowed. I didn't say that. I said afterwards when you bring this in.
Did Muhammad want
My-
to marry his first cousin, yes or no?
I was giving the reference that she was his first cousin. Come on, why are you playing with words?
I'm asking you.
Even though I can entertain you on that.
Did Muhammad want to marry his
In
first
Islam,
cousin?
Islam does not say it's haram to marry first cousin.
Did Muhammad
That doesn't
want
mean
to
Islam
marry his
say
first
You
cousin?
must marry first cousin.
Did
So
Muhammad
Islam
want
allowed
to
it.
marry his first cousin?
Zainab.
Did
Yes,
he?
Zainab.
Yes or no?
Zainab.
Yes.
Not because she was his first
No, I
cousin.
didn't say. I'm not saying that.
Okay, so don't use the
No,
word
I'm
first
not
cousin.
saying that. Did Muhammad want to marry his first cousin?
Zainab. Say Zainab.
Did Muhammad want to
that-
marry
you are in-
his first cousin Zainab?
You're implying. You're implying.
Yes
the
or no?
argument here is he want to marry his
All right,
first
I'll
cousin.
just ask it how he wants. Did Muhammad want to marry Zainab?
Yes.
Was Zainab married at the time?
Yes, but she was.
There
not.
you go.
No, no, she was.
Thank you very much,
She was-
Abbas.
no, no.
Muhammad wanted to
No,
marry
no, no.
a married woman
no, no.
called
No, no, no,
Zainab,
no, no, no.
who was his
No, no.
first cousin.
She was gonna-
and that's why
She
we
was-
need to follow
No.
Jesus,
She-
not Muhammad.
She was going to get divorced.
Follow Jesus.
She was.
Don't marry a
She
first
was
cousin.
going to get divorced.
And don't want to marry
you are-
married women.
putting words
That's
in my mouth.
adultery.
She was going to
God
get divorced.
hates divorce,
She
and
was-
he hates adultery.
She was going to get divorced. She was going to get
Tell
divorced.
me, is it normal to want to have sex with the person you want to marry?
Well, you have to have sex when you marry somebody.
So in other words,
That would be
when
easier.
Muhammad wanted to marry a married woman, it's logical to think
No.
that he also wanted
No.
to have sex
This is-
with a married
This is-
woman.
This is
There
wrong.
you go.
This is wrong to this is.
That's from your own
Why are you letting me
Quran.
speak?
Your own
You're
Quran
talking
says
over me.
that.
This is you are the way you understand
Surah
it because-
33,
because of your mentality.
Ayah
Muhammad,
37
when I
or
say
32.
the sex is part of the marriage, that that doesn't mean he was thinking of sex. That means he's thinking of, now she is going to be without husband, and I was the one responsible to give her Zayd. So I take responsibility.
When she was married.
I take responsibility. Now he's going to give her divorce.
When she was married.
No, he was going to give her divorce. He came to her 3 times.
Muhammad wasn't going to give a divorce.
No, Zayd.
Allah commanded
Zayd.
Muhammad to give a divorce.
Zayd came to
Muhammad said, fear Allah and keep your wife.
Exactly. Yes.
That's what Muhammad said.
Zayd,
so Muhammad knew better than Allah.
Zayd didn't. Zayd said, I'm going to give her divorce. So Muhammad can
The
see.
natural law spoke in Muhammad's heart that what he was thinking was wrong.
No,
and that's why his first
let me say my
instinct
last word.
was to say,
my last word.
fear Allah, keep your wife.
My last word.
And then the sock puppet came down from heaven and said, if you desire to marry a married woman, well, we'll divorce and we'll make adoption a non-thing, and then you can marry a married woman after she's been divorced.
Can I finish the last word? What Bob is doing is, like most of the time missionaries do, they got it from the wrong end of the stick they hold it. What he's saying that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because he has lust, that's why he want to marry her.
Didn't say that.
I'm saying.
At no point did I say that.
Let me make my point. You can say it.
No, I didn't say that.
You can say it afterwards.
I said he wanted to marry a married woman.
He want to marry
That's
her.
what I said.
Because then you say he want to have sex with her.
Well, what kind of? Do you ever want to marry someone you don't want to have sex with? Name me one wife that Muhammad didn't want to have sex with. I mean, he had sex with all of them
in
one night and didn't even have a bath.
Finish my statement. I cannot even finish my statement. I mean, this is the problem with the
Wait,
missionaries.
are you complaining about interruption?
No, because you are the one who's interrupting.
Oh wait, I'm pretty sure the evidence will show that not only were you interrupting me, but I said that you would complain when I interrupt you, like you do every single time we talk about it.
I said this is my statement, last word, what he did. 2-3 times he jumped into it. Why he has to do that? Why don't you finish it in the end? When I finish, you say, you are trying to imply that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in his mind was sex. That was your thinking is wrong. What I'm saying is that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he
didn't say that at all.
Again, you doing that.
Wait, are you complaining about interruption about
because it's not fair. It's not right.
But you weren't thinking it was unfair when you were doing
Why only me complaining of his interruption? Why he didn't?
Go on, Abbas. I will not interrupt you.
Think about it, guys. Think about it. Why I have
finish
what
you're going to say.
Bob is always
finish what you're going to say. Go on, Abbas.
The point here is that Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam want to marry her because if you want to know the whole story, she was his cousin and he was his adopted son Zayd. So he arranged this marriage. Now he can see what's happening with the marriage. It's not that overnight this thing happened. He was a father and he could see what's happening. He was an adopted father. So he could see what's happening over the time. Now he says the marriage is going to dissolve. Now she is going to be without husband. So he in his heart thinks that should I marry her? Because what people will think, I'm an adopted father. Allah says what is in your heart, don't worry, you can marry her and I will make her marry. That's what it is. It's nothing about lust. It's nothing about he's just sexually attracted towards her. It's about just as a noble feeling of a person who doesn't want woman to be her own. So he takes responsibility. This is how I see it. This is nothing about anything wrong. I don't know what else to say. That's why I said you are getting from the wrong end of the stick.
Abbas, despite the heat, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Anytime.
I hope you're well. What I would like you to do is to go away and research about genetics. Go away and research about the complications.
Right now, I will.
Go away and research about the complications created by first cousin marriages and recognise that Christians out here
There you go, Quranic swearing. Burn against the Lord. You are the one who worships a pagan God. Your God is a pagan God. Your God is a pagan God. She is a strong word. Yes, he's a pagan. All he cares about sex. He wants many women. Strong
Push to God.
God is a fake.
Man.
Your God is a fake
a black
God.
man like you.
One man is a fake
Your
God.
God's a black man like you.
One man is a fake God.
One
man is a fake God. It's a fake God.
Are they following any of other examples? Any when they're drinking?
You worship everyone. I worship no man. I worship pagan God. Pagan God. God is the God of everyone.
لا صلاة وهذا اللي يدور زكاة وهذا اللي يدفع الزكاة.
ما هو الارتداد؟ ما هو الارتداد؟
الارتداد عن
الخروج عن الإسلام.
أكو من
God, Jesus curse and Satan is curse. Which one you worship and how you know which one you
They will say, send me back. So I believe. You believe everyone, everything. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. My point is this: with Allah, in terms of people, Allah will search the ocean and the rest of it. Oh, if only somebody could have thought this through. And now you have the blowback from all that around us. Well, here.
She's usually very calm and collected.
You can't measure. You're a white.
You're patronizing me. You're patronizing me. Please, no, you're insulting me.
No one respects. The answer was one. You worship the God of Jesus.
Can I ask you why you're insulting me? When he comes to me like he's a bulldozer raising in front of my face, I will. Can you just please? No, you don't. You literally came and do this in his face. What are you talking about? Listen, I'm fully calculated. You don't tell me to do math. I do the math is the wedding.
Abdullah, don't need your fake advice.
Your advice, talking to him. Your fake Let me tell you why I don't want your advice. Your advice is double standard and it's biased and you're patronizing me. You're insulting me. I'm intellect, you know that you're insulting me. No, because first of all, I deal with people. I heard it. Yeah, fine. I heard it, but I'm explaining to you. Because, let me tell you what I deal with. I deal with people who deal with context. No, I deal with people who deal with context. When you come over, when you come out across blazes. I was talking to that idiot.
Standing right behind him when he did whatever you think he did.
I was talking to that clown. You think I'm
Nothing more than you're doing.
Yes, I pop him in his chest. I pop him in his chest.
That's not what it's about.
And if you're ready, we'll go
That's not what it's about.
That's what it's about. No, when he came to me like that, it's got to be about that. You don't come to me like that. You don't come to me like that. Okay.
And that is not meant to be what? I'm saying that because I have
Steve,
because you and I have spoken on options.
Steve, listen. My religion, I follow. Listen. Some anger is justified. Let me explain to you. My religion give me the freedom that the way someone approached me and the way they attack me, I can attack them in the same way. There you go again. That's how we're done. You're gonna be biased. We're finished. You won't come in my face. I didn't even touch him. I do that every week. See, digression. We're talking about me and we're talking about me and no, listen. You weren't commenting about every week. You're talking about the incident. You put.
The situation's calmed down, man.
Can I explain?
So I've done my work.
No, you haven't done nothing. I have done nothing. Because I would go
over there. I would
go over there and I would push it. I
hope you don't.
I would do it again.
And you will be a better person.
And because I know about it, I would do it. And I would beat him down.
What would that serve?
No, listen.
What would that serve?
No, it's good.
It's good.
It's good. It gives me
what
pleasure.
Makes you feel good?
Yes, it makes me feel good.
So that's you. That's you. That's the ego, isn't
so
it?
It's
not about the ego.
No, it's not about ego. Listen, I'm saying.
I don't believe you're.
Allah give me a right to defend myself. If I forgive, then there's an option. If I defend myself.
I don't think you have anything
there you go again. As I'm saying to you, you don't even follow me speaking. That's why I say you're patronizing me. You don't even follow my explanation either. We know what you're doing. We know the game you guys play. When everyone grabbing my hand.
You guys.
Listen.
I was trying to save you from getting into
Can
a
I
violent
explain myself?
situation.
There's no violence.
Why would I touch you?
There's no violence. There's no violent situation.
It was that close.
No.
It was that close. As you just said.
Because
you just said.
Who approached who? Who approached who?
You just said.
Who came to who? Who came to who, Steve?
It's called banter. It's called arguing. It's called speaking.
Oh, for him. That's the excuse he made for him. There you go.
But you were that near violence.
Listen.
You were that near punching.
This is number one instigator.
Look at the Bible.
Give him the title.
And I know. Steve.
Coming from his.
You know, with me.
He thinks it smells like blueberries.
One second. I'm going to say this one.
You want me to put it back?
With me. One second. With me. When you come and
I don't know you. I do know you.
Well, you came and talked to me, so why did you come and approach me?
Don't come out. Don't come into a public park. I would prefer you and I were
Can I speak? You didn't
be getting idiots coming up like
you didn't follow me speaking. That's why
we go and talk over there.
No, we can't speak here.
Why not?
I like to have.
Why do you want to talk private?
It's fine. That's what I'm saying to you.
Why do you want to talk
This is what
private?
I'm saying.
Why don't you want to talk private?
No, can I speak? Because you rang me and you insult me amongst them. Don't grab my hand like that.
I was trying.
Don't you grab me again like that. I don't care. I don't care what you think. Don't you ever grab me.
I don't want to be violent.
I don't care. That was violent. That was violent. You grabbing me.
And I don't appreciate the forwardness on the.
Can I please, brother? That was violent to me. You grabbing me.
It was for positive intentions. You take what you want.
That was violent to me.
You take what you want.
And I persevere.
I'll tell you.
And I persevere and ignore. Maybe if it's someone else, I would have give them a backhand. That was violence you grabbing me.
I don't fancy.
No, listen. So listen what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think
you disagree with
But you know, no. You know what I'm saying? But you totally no. But you totally no. We're not perform.
I have a degree of respect for you. You have a degree of respect.
Steve.
And I'd like to think that
don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. The truth come forward and you're on camera and the truth expose.
Nothing about the cameras.
No, it's about the truth.
I wish there were no cameras.
Fine. This is what I'm saying to you.
Don't bring it upon me.
You didn't grab me and secretly, you grabbed it in front of
You're
everyone.
not talking to a whiz kid.
I didn't do it for public
You're not.
attention.
But it was in the
a
public
whiz
though.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
So we're going to
That wasn't
explain what
the
happened
aim.
in public because it happened in public.
But the aim
It happened in
wasn't-
public.
that wasn't the aim.
It happened in a public magnitude.
save you from
It happened.
trouble.
No, there's not.
It was to
You're
save you from
insulting
being
me
in a
still.
police cell.
You're still insulting me.
Insulting.
You're incriminating me. Why? It's because I'm black. You're gonna save me for trouble. You're gonna be my superhero.
Why wouldn't I? Why would I?
I don't like
Why
this.
would I have not? If that was
Steve,
my attitude.
I don't like
listen,
Steve.
listen,
Steve.
Listen. Can I say
I'm an
one-
honorable. Listen, man. I'm an honorable. Listen, man. Listen,
One day
listen.
Paul is gonna turn
Listen,
around
listen.
and tell
You keep on
how
insulting
it
me. I
is.
realize. But they're quite honest.
You don't know.
What?
You
What's
call
brother?
us-
You keep
I
on
stand
insulting. Brother,
next
what?
to him.
Can I say something?
What?
Can I say one thing? You
I'm
said it
interested
wrong.
to know.
I heard you.
Can I say one thing?
What's
In a minute.
You think you could kick it with the finest? Paul
You keep on saying
Williams,
stuff,
you ain't got nothing from
patronizing
Paul
me and keep on
Williams.
insulting me further. Let me say something to you.
Can I say something?
Listen, can I finish
Will
up?
I have a chance?
Can I finish up? Let me finish up. Yes. I'm an honorable black man because of Israel. Yes.
I think you're an honourable
What are you
black
doing?
man before.
What are you doing? What are you
You were
doing?
honourable
Listen.
before.
No, we were colonized by people that look like you.
Well, how are you not colonised now because you're
Please,
Muslim?
please,
Taken on one imperial
please.
force by
And my name,
another.
and my last name was named, but it was a white European man name that probably
told
looked
me,
like you.
you told me before.
Yes, so don't ever go there. I'm break it down for
told
you.
me, you told me,
Yes.
And
So
it's-
when you come and you want to play a superhero, I think you save me.
Just a morality,
Please.
a mortality.
No, I know you say your intention.
I think
And
it's
these
a
I'm
people-
explaining to you how things come across. Despite your
try to-
intention, we don't go by intention alone.
They
We
just
go by how you
with
carry
it.
yourself
When
as well.
someone
And
explains
it just
to
comes
you
when they piss in the
afterwards.
wind.
No, I'm saying to you, no, but what is I'm saying to you?
Can we walk over?
No, listen, no, I'm a finisher. That's it. I don't
It'll
say
happen
listen a
again.
minute. I finish. I say.
That's why we won
Listen a minute and say this. I finish.
Like, okay, one time you got punched
When
by
you
a
come,
Muslim,
when
the
you
next
guys
time
come
you
and
got
pulling me,
smashed by
grabbing my
a
hand.
Guys, me.
Yeah,
me.
you and the other guy.
apples and
Grabbing my
pears.
hand like I'm doing something wrong.
You were about to.
We don't,
This
as
is-
I said to the
don't-
camera, I'm not trying
That's
to play
insult.
the camera.
That's that's allegation.
I'm trying to play
That's
pantomime
insult.
villains.
And that's what
Can
you
I
that's
say
what
one
you
thing?
do.
Can I say one thing?
Typical way how they
Let me
treat
know.
black people.
Can I
Speak
say
the
one
truth.
thing?
You're
It's
guilty
not very
before you
long.
prove
Can I say
innocent.
one
That's
thing?
all you guys treat black people.
It's up to people.
You're guilty before you prove
You're
innocent.
not stereotyping. it's
No,
not.
no, that's why you. But you just stereotype
Someone
me.
hear something.
Can I say one thing?
The guy come to me.
Can I say
Listen,
one
me. Listen, what I said to you.
point?
Listen, can I finish a point?
They just
The guy
got
came to me
they got their
at a certain
actions
level.
coming on and-
I mean,
What level?
I mean,
with his
don't
hand in
get
my
me wrong,
face, shouting at me. I wasn't even
monetization,
speaking to him. He came to me.
but
I responded back to him on the same level, shouting back at him and my hand same way. No touching same way. What make you grab mine and you never grab his hand initially?
Can I now answer?
What make you grab? What
Can
make you
I
know?
Brother,
answer you?
let me
You've
just
asked
provide
the
Answer
question.
the question. Answer the
You've
question.
asked the
anyone
question.
step to
Can I
him
give an
with their hand on
answer?
him, don't worry.
I-
Retaliation.
Answer the
will
question
be
I asked you.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
force
yeah.
of
Why do you
law.
grab his hand when he's coming doing this in my face?
Will you believe what I tell you? I don't know.
Habeas
Go on.
corpus.
Go on. Answer the question.
Because I've got a degree of respect for you, and I saw you
said it.
nudging towards a situation that was going to cause you trouble.
Here you go. But he came to
You're
me.
not listening.
He
You
came to
don't
me.
wanna
This
listen.
is still biased.
You don't wanna
He came to me
listen.
this way. He came to me this way. He's not
Okay,
nudging.
I'll make one
He's
more
not
point.
nudging.
I'm
He's
gonna
not nudging.
Can I make one
Steve,
point?
that's
And then
not
can I make one more
You're
point?
biased
And then-
and you're
can I
biased
make
and you're
one
being
more
unfair
point
now.
And then I'm going to walk away.
You biased.
If you're
Walk
right,
away.
if I
Walk
think
away.
you're disgusting and I'm
You
racist,
That's beside the point.
say-
but if I
We're
think
talking
you're
about
the opposite,
incident.
why would I have bothered even
It's
stepping
sure
in?
you've
Why not
already
I just
prayed.
walked away?
Walk away.
You know, hear me. You know, hear me.
Walk
You know, hear me.
away.
The guy came to me at a certain magnitude.
That's what
At a
they
certain level.
say.
You said that
I
lot.
responded to him at the same wavelength.
What they say.
What make you grab mine and never grab his hand initially?
Because I didn't want you getting in trouble.
What trouble am I getting? So he was getting no
Oh
trouble.
no, you're
For doing
in
the same thing.
trouble. Someone
For doing the
come
same thing that I'm
along
doing
and
previously
burst
before me,
your
to me,
bubble.
he was getting no trouble.
Well, next time I won't do what I did. Clearly, I won't waste
So
my
un-
time.
until-
I won't waste my time.
un-
I'll say, oh, you're
until-
getting into a fight.
until-
I'll walk away and
until-
not give a damn.
There you go,
Don't
keep
be
saying
loving
it. Only you don't go and
angels
tell him that he was going to get into a fight. Only you don't stop him from getting into a fight.
girls.
You were chasing him round.
No, because you know why you grabbing my hand.
For certain man.
Because I'm not,
I know why I
I'm not a
did it.
Christian.
You're surmising.
You're on the Christian side. I'm not a
You're
Christian.
surmising.
Williams
Let's
I
grab,
know.
let's grab
I
this,
know.
let's grab this guy and try to make him look like he's going to cause a trouble.
So watch.
I'm fully collect.
Start
I'm
smiling
confident what I'm
in your
doing.
face. Someone
I can
stab
be
you
here
in the
talking to
back.
you at the same magnitude you talk to me, but I'm not gonna touch you first. But the moment you touch me, then it's on. You understand me? I'm not gonna touch you first. I'm calculating. Don't say to you, you don't need to turn to a person who's reacted to a guy the same way how they came to him. and act like he's the one, like he's the
I'm
culprit.
interested
Oh
in
my
what
culprit.
You're going to tell me this is condescending, but again, it's
Oh
not
my
meant to be
culprit.
condescending.
I'm actually, oh my culprit.
I thought.
Give him some room.
I thought.
If you don't mind. Just a little bit of room.
Neither of us need you
It's
to
neither. No.
No,
You
no,
interfere.
it's my brother,
I'm
it's my brother,
interfere.
it's my brother.
I'm
He's not your
arbitrating.
brother.
He's my
I'm
brother.
arbitrating.
He's not your
He's
brother.
my brother, my
My
friend. We
brother.
came here. What are you saying, man?
He's my
You
brother.
like to tell people about Steve. We came here, we rode together. My brother.
Road.
We rode together, we
Road.
jumped together.
How did you
Yeah, the
road?
ROAD road. We rode together. We pun
Potter.
road
Not-
together,
not
my brother.
Patronizing.
R?
Steve, I tell you my English, my English.
Yeah, like
sorry.
Steve Pinson. Yeah,
Sorry.
Pinson.
Sorry.
That's right.
Sorry, my English is not
Is it
so
Matthew
good.
or Steve?
Well, my English is
It's
not so
Matthew,
good.
innit? Oh, look
My
at
English
Steve
is not so
Pinson.
good.
Not you.
Because I was calling
listen,
other people that look
don't
like
think
you.
we ain't
I
got
speak
some
pure
blood
English.
or love or shred of love for man. That's not true. Brother, I would never step to you. Never.
You never what?
What am I trying to say?
And the reason, exactly, go and have a wang.
Oh,
Go
well-
and find someone to have sex with.
Well, I'm here, man.
It's
got
not
people
good, though.
shouting the
High
house
levels
down.
of testosterone amongst loads of men in Speaker's Corner is not good.
There's women
Where?
everywhere. The world is
They're
populated
not
with
here,
them.
they're not here.
The world is populated with
Then
them.
why are they not here at Speaker's Corner? Think about that.
Yeah, my brother,
because
when
they're
I
not
think
allowed
of a
to,
woman,
that's
You
I
are-
think of my mother and I think of my sister.
Yeah, next time. Take care.
Steve,
You are behaving more reasonable now.
because I calm it down for you. I tone it down for you. It's like what
Well,
Abdullah
when
was
did
saying,
you turn
brother.
it down earlier?
Look, it's careful. You got to be
So you-
careful.
so you got
You might be
decent
inciting
side.
violence, brother. It's the
Wasn't me inciting violence
Okay, just
by
be
stopping
careful.
that brother having a fight. That was my intention. Whether it
If that was your
displaced
intention,
or-
you say that's your
That was absolutely
intention,
my
then that's your intention.
Because I know
According
him.
to
I've
you.
spoken to him loads of
That's
times. I've
fine.
spoken to him
That's
on
fine.
his stall.
Well, what I saw is
Street.
I saw things getting.
All I
out
did,
of
all I
hand.
did was like that, and I was like pulling his
Yeah,
arm away.
yeah, because I know that happens. You know, whether it was on purpose or not. I was in a fight once, and a guy came after
And
me,
maybe
and I
someone-
went to listen. I went to a shop. Yeah, a guy went to a shop. I went to a shop. No, I was outside the shop even. Sorry, the shop. One of the guys working in the shop, he came for me. He didn't know what was going on in the pandemonium, so you just got to be careful, my brother. I took a couple of licks. I didn't mind. I understood his predicament. But the guy came. He went into the shop to get a bottle for me, and there was South Kensington, Gloucester Road. Yeah, there's some metal chairs there. Yeah, and I took a metal chair because obviously I have to keep a man at arm's length and whatnot. If push comes to shove, but you got to be careful. I appreciate it. If that was your intention, I'm
So
not
I
going to.
take
I'm not going
you've
to.
heard something I've said, and that's like turned something for you in your mind.
I'm just saying, be careful, brother, because you might get hit from the middle.
I've been coming here for 20
All I'm saying
years,
is you
so
might get hit from the middle.
Actually,
if I was that careful, I wouldn't leave the bed.
I was going to say I had a similar problem with Abdullah.
Chat to
Well, who's Abdullah?
Chat to
No, he's the Jamaican guy, the one in
Oh, the one that I was just talking to.
Yeah, what happened is it was another Christian guy again. They were arguing,
Yeah.
and what happened is see this is the thing is that what I realized is some people are sensitive to being grabbed. So when they were arguing, it sort of was escalating a bit. So what I actually did, I just stood in front of them without actually and so what it is, he was arguing with the guy, and as you know how he is, he waved his hand. So all I did was stand in front, and I just put my hand in front. I didn't want to make sure not to grab him because I know he's a bit sensitive.
He's got an anger problem.
Yeah.
And I thought, because I know he has in his past, and I kind of thought he's got over that, but he can flip back.
No,
But no, I get grabbing his hand.
So
Thanks for that.
all right.
personal experiences, we will not entertain any perspective how many less you can visit concubines and sex slaves. Bear with me. No. Bear with. That's not my concern. Bear with me. Bear with me. Sex slaves. It's what's causing, from my understanding,
now it's 10 million.
They don't know the number. They're not lawyers. You know, they're material holders. If you take away religion, you end up with something like
based on the message Muhammad brought to us. Based on the message.
Let him finish. If you want hadith, we can find hadith for you as well. So we have Quran. You want to move on? I'm
I don't mean the gospel.
I'm find one of them. Believe in it.
Let me tell you what it is.
There's a lot of things happening around the world. Do you understand what it says? Oh, it's a hadith. Lie again. Here's the hadith. I gave you the reference. Narrated, but Mansur just it's very important because what he's doing is he's stuck in one hadith and he's got a one-track mind. He doesn't take context into account. Hold on, I'm speaking to Mansur. So what I'm saying is that he thinks that hadith literature is only one hadith. We as Muslims, we take the hadith literature as a whole, just like you guys take the Bible as a whole. So if I just quoted the Bible and said Jesus did not come for peace, and I stop that, and I stop, show me evidence for that, because there is another line. Take the words out of the context. Okay, so show me evidence for that. So I've just shown, I've just said that in order to give context to anything, whether it's the Bible or the Quran, you have to
to take the literature as a whole and then interpret it. Now I gave him very clear reference. He keeps saying the commentary. I gave him the reference. It's narrated by Ahmed in Al-Musnad 394. Ibn Majah Al-Sunan, which is the same book you're referring to, but different hadith 3781. Make sure you go home.
What number is that?
What number is that?
Sunan Ibn Majah. What number is that? 3781.
Okay. 3781. Draft Hassan by Al-Zurri. And this is the commentary. So this is the hadith, the one I read you, which has the term good deeds in it.
But you said here the Sunan Ibn Majah 3781. But I have quoted the same hadith, but you never said it.
No, it's over here. Hold on. Narrated by. Hold on. Listen. The first bit of that says narrated by Ahmed in Al-Musnad 394 and Ibn Majah. So there are two. What this is basically in two places is reference. But in Musnad Ahmed, do you mind? Let me finish.
I'm reading it.
Yeah, but read it without you saying it. You can read that without saying it. In Musnad Ahmed, there is more detail to it. So it gives you a greater context. And in order
If you want to be notified when I release any videos, then just click on subscribe, and then click on the bell, and select all. And so then you'll receive all of the notifications for when I release any videos.
But why you saying that? But why is it disturbing? Why is it disturbing?
Are you a fan?
Why? Because you said this is disturbing. Why are you calling this?
Why are you sitting hot? You should be chilling. Why are you worried about maturity of children? They're not children.
So if you don't know what to do, so you opted, you run come like you could deal with that too, and you don't know. You've been all along. Listen, I wanted to go. Listen, brother. You was here when she was stealing the Quran. I was all the way down. I jumped on her case because of that one reason. I saw she was stealing the Quran. I heard about it, but I never seen it. It's the first I see she was doing that. My mother is a Christian.
It's not for me.
And she will never take the Quran. And I will never take the Bible. This is a low-life dog shit. You're not even a true Christian. Many Christians in my family, they will never take the Quran. And I will never stand here like any Muslim take the Bible. I will be the first to rush them. I said, don't do that. This kind of behavior, she know what she do with calculated, is to start problems. And I said to the police, they should fall in the bucket of religious discrimination. Because this is a whole complete faith of Muslims who pay tax in this country. The Quran is an essential part of their faith. All a police can stand here like you disrespecting that in public. And don't call that kind of insult to make it.
You're really not a patriot. All in all, you don't know the bricks in the wall. Is it better than that? I deported him to protect.
Yeah, but I can't make it. And then after that, I cut the story. You know
I am the way, I'm this and that.
Because you never know when we're going to die.
What?
Read a lot of it, Hatun.
Have you?
You have to respect all prophets.
Are you doing education?
You never know what's going to happen.
You just press a button.
Look about it between
Muhammad was elected.
That's all I can say to you.
She quiet for about half an hour. No, she got straight now.
Hatun, read your books.
I'm done.
Pack up and go home.
You had fun and fun. 1 and 1. Take 1. Okay. You don't need no education.
You've got faith. That's your salvation. Come on. Drink that dog, hurry up. Hurry up, drink that dog. Pack up the camera and go home now. Hurry up. Hurry up, you Gentile dogs. Fuck up. Why you call them dogs, you know? I'm not lying.
Repent and come to the truth, Hatun. Don't spread hate. Hatun, look at that way and read the books about it. It's not good spreading hatred and hatred, you know?
You're a big man.
Me as a person, I like to express honesty. Because I'm an honest man, I explain and I'm telling the truth. Because when you look at the afterlife, you see a real promising it is. But when you're up there, you can't play and you can't abuse people and you have to obey God and you have to obey the book of instruction. Do you get me like that one?
This is what I'm saying to you. You are a big man.
Big man for giving honesty.
You're not a child. Don't allow people to tell you what to do. Make your own decision, whatever it is. Make your own decision. You're talking here and he's coming and telling you like a child what you should do.
My belief is I believe in Allah and I believe in my prophet.
That's what I'm saying. I heard you said you come, you're going to debate. Fine. What I'm saying, somebody else coming out telling you something different. You're a big man. You're not a big kid. Make your own decision.
Because with that, I know what to do, but what we have to do, we have to get the book, we have to get the phone, and we have to show proof. She wanted proof from the phone. But I understand, but she wanted the proof. You get me? She wanted proof. She told me 65.5.
But you're holding what I'm trying to say here.
I know what you mean. You said make a decision. I'm doing
Listen,
for you.
Islam is about control.
Islam's the best religion in the universe.
Yeah, that's for you.
It's the best religion in the
For
universe.
you,
That's
yeah.
what I'm telling you.
But it's control.
No, it's the best
a
religion.
big man.
Read the book. Don't look at us. Read the book.
No,
It's in scripture.
You know what control is? 10 Downing Street. That's control.
Look at the government 10 Downing Street. That's the control. Hatun, do your research. Hatun.
Your Majesty's pleasure. You don't like England?
Go home, dog shit, go home. You Gentile dog shit. Don't come back again.
Take it and leave it. Go. Say you like it.
Let the Gentile dogs out.
I couldn't take it because she started the prophet every week.
Brother,
I had to put a stop to
brother,
it.
you don't listen. You don't listen.
I know, but I had to do
You're
it.
like some superhero Muslim. We know this woman.
We know it. We all
We
know
don't
it.
throw pearls to dogs. Simple, by their own rule in the Bible.
Every week it's the same shit. Abuse.
So
abuse.
every week is same
Every week.
So therefore she's gonna get abused.
Someone have to put a stop
When I'm
to
here,
it.
she's gonna get insult. And I'm gonna bring next time I speak out, nobody can hear her speak. One year, listen, this is what I'm gonna do it. When I'm here, nobody will hear what she's saying. That's my plan. It's finished. As long as I'm here, that's what's gonna happen.
And she's protected. Ever since she got stabbed, right? She's protected. Boss, I tried, but I couldn't take it anymore. And she was insulted. I couldn't take it anymore because I never debate and I had to put her test. She's hatred.
Don't give an audience.
I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't take it.
No, it's not about
Wallahi, my mind told me to put a stop
it's
to
not about
it.
giving audience. You ignore.
I feel alright, but I had to put a test to it. And she's telling me to go to 65-4, and she told me about a man do a woman pregnancy for 3 months with blood.
She's under the Shia hadith.
I don't have respect.
She goes on the Shia
I don't have
hadith.
respect.
That's what she tries to get us.
I have zero respect.
But it's not going to work.
How many non-Muslims come here with some decorum and some etiquette, and they disagree with the faith and they reason with you, but they never take the Quran. How many? And the police here is like,
But the government
so imagine if Muslims, imagine how Celtic would be now if Muslims come here with loads of Bibles. They're gonna get involved now.
That's a double standard. Imagine we come here with Bible and start tearing it. Would you love to see that?
But you know you're making her more famous.
I'm not making her famous.
You are. But notice how long she stayed there. She stayed there. She doesn't normally say
She stay quiet. She stay quiet.
No, but she doesn't normally say this late.
Yeah. She don't normal quiet too.
Yeah, but when you guys
She don't normal quiet. My plan is to shut her up and I achieve my mission.
Yeah, but you're providing her with more attention.
I don't care about the fame. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, but it's not going to end.
He's not on no side, he's the cameraman.
No, no, but I don't care about whose fame. I don't care whatever fame going around on YouTube. I don't give a damn who making the money off YouTube. I don't give a damn. My mission right here, my intention is to shut her from speaking, and it's accomplished. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
Done.
But you see what she's like. Shouting at her is when they're doing it.
Yeah, I shut her down. When I see her again, I'm gonna shut her again. I'm gonna shut her again and again. Every time I see that woman.
You know what it is? We all got to do. We all do it.
Every time, listen, every time I hear that woman come in the public and she insult my prophet, peace be upon him, or insult the Quran or Islam, and don't leave these out her dirty mouth and convey a Christian message. They cannot do it. They cannot convey the Christian message without mentioning about this.
And another thing, see brother here, he's more knowledgeable than knowledgeable, yeah? So, he's really knowledgeable. So when he asks a question, he doesn't get that question, he doesn't get the answer, he gets another question. It's really frustrating. And they go round and round and round. The only way you can win the debate is
my plan is to debate with Hatun.
when you get their own scriptures and then you read it, and this is how you win the debate.
If you had an examination in school, right, they give you a certain time to answer questions.
I said it's follow the religious discrimination. Is that something like?
They tell him that if you don't like it, go away.
Am I being unreasonable?
If we come together, because then he's done that already.
So, all right, how long do you want to answer questions? How long do you want?
He's done that already. But when you see maybe a black man
trapped out of here is why he's some violence. If no violence happens, then you can't get rid of them.
I'm asking, so it's okay for us to come with Bible and start tearing them up. It's fine, we can come with the Bible and start tearing them up.
Yeah, but we won't do anything, that's the thing.
I'm asking, it's fine that we can do that.
Okay, if I take a
fine, but he wouldn't do anything.
No, you won't even say nothing then. You won't even say nothing.
I understand you're Muslim.
You're doing, that's
oh, then I'm only speaking. I didn't touch her.
No, but then why is Steve grabbing your arm?
Because he can't answer the question, right? Because he can't answer.
He's a different guy who won't come in my face.
He can't answer.
Some guy because he's thinking some black African Christian and he's big and bad. Run in my face. My sister, leave it. So I go back to him at the same magnitude, the same level. You in my face short and doing this. So I go back in your face and I'm doing this. I don't even touch you. Same thing. When I'm doing the same thing what he did, nobody grabbed me initially. That's the unfair thing. But no, they grabbed my hand. When you do that psychologically, you saying, okay, now I'm making trouble. Oh, I'm making trouble when I'm responding to the guy. I'm responding to the guy at the same wavelength that he approached me. Oh, am I making trouble? And he wasn't making no trouble.
You have to admit though that he's doing it because he knows you rather than the other guy.
Doesn't matter, we know.
Yeah.
The guy, you don't have to know him. You don't have to know a guy for him to do something wrong and I get in trouble with the police.
Yeah.
They are going to act like human turn and suit them. The guy's human also. Grab him also. Don't get him in trouble.
Yeah, but anyway, I spoke to Steve.
But my point is, he will come in my face doing this. I have no problem with what he's doing. He don't touch me. But if I'm doing the same back to him in his face, not touching him, what's the problem? Let me go on. If you're going to talk, then you talk to both. But don't pull the hand off one. Especially, imagine if he was irritated and wanted to hit me. You get me unbalanced. You don't do that.
Anyway, I advise Steve.
That's dangerous.
No, I advise Steve, and so next time.
Never let someone, when it seems like something gonna happen, never let someone grab you one. Unless there's someone grabbing both. Because if the guy shoots the kid and I'm doomed. I don't know if he's gonna hit me. I don't know if he's gonna hit me. How are you?
Yeah, I know, but because you guys are reacting, because I don't know if you noticed, because I've been here like every week since, I don't know, this last summer. And in the week where people ignore her, she leaves earlier. I don't know if anyone's noticed.
It's not about leave earlier. My part is, she put when I came, she put the current up. She put the elastic up once. I came to her. The way I speak to her, like I said to you, I have zero respect. 100% insult. I don't care. That's what I'm going to do. I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to insult her. Every time I come here, if she's up in the corner and tearing the current peg, I won't leave her alone. I heard your bad advice already. I don't care. I'm going to insult her. That's on me. That's on me.
But what I'm saying is that
if I'm wrong, may my Lord, Allah forgive me.
yeah, but
If she come here and she insulted the Prophet, peace on him, and she insulted the Quran, and she said bad thing about Allah, and she's tearing the Quran. If I witness those things, I'm going to stand there, and I'm going to speak loud, and I'm going to insult her, and call her dog shit the same way. I'm going to do it.
انت نفسي ها؟ عرفت شنو؟ بروح البقالة هذه وجاي.
No, she's tearing the Quran, my brother. It's the first time I saw she tearing the Quran. I heard about it. I haven't been here a long time. You know I haven't been here a long time. About a month. I heard about it. But you know when I hear stuff, it's just hearsay. We actually seen it.
No matter what, you can burn the Quran, you burn the Quran. I know. You know, the Quran, this is the blessing. At the end of the day, it's
I know, my brother, but I think we're coming in 5 years.
no, but she knows what she's doing.
She's igniting. That's the problem.
Yes,
And the thing is, the problem is you
No.
got a cuckoo guy who would cause a fight or, you know, stab her or whatever. You know.
That's what she wants, that's the point.
Yeah, but the thing is, the police should stop that. They should stop
No,
that.
but I'm not going to that level. I know what I'm doing. But I know brother, what's gonna? I know what I'm doing also.
You get a cuckoo guy who's
Yes.
gonna do something to
No,
her.
what you're saying is when she's tearing, the police should stop her.
They should prevent this stuff. Yeah, they should prevent this stuff.
No, sir.
And that's the problem.
She know what she do. She know what she's doing. But I'm not gonna touch her. Don't get me wrong. My way of what I'm doing. But I know what I'm doing also.
Yeah, I know you're trying to.
I know what I'm doing also.
She go away. Yeah.
And I know my voice should be loud. If I want my voice to be louder than her, my voice can be louder than her. And if I bring my little speaker in my backpack, she's lucky. Next time I bring it.
No, you can't bring speaker.
No, they won't know. It's in my
But
bag.
he said something that
Don't
if
snitch
you
though.
don't give her an audience, she goes early, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is the thing. See,
It's not about audience, brother. I'm just it's my initial reaction. It's the first time I heard about it. I couldn't hold myself. It's the first time I just came and I see this woman speaking. And I just walk up there and I see.
It gives you, yeah.
It's the emotion.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Can I say one thing, brother? And I'm like, no, I'm not sorry, my brother. And I'm like, no, I just got painted.
I'm like, and that's the danger because some people would, like him, he can hold his.
What's the need for this?
But someone who's cuckoo can get a knife out or something like that. You know, that's the problem that you have.
Do you know what with this brother here? Yeah, he's got the knowledge, but then again the emotion comes in, kicks in. The shayat is playing with him, and then he gets. You all get it. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Come here.
No, man.
No. See, you need to calm down and just win with the knowledge of what you have. Wallah, I wish I had that knowledge. You know. I swear, that's it. Debate gone. Next. Who's next? You don't need to go angry and that.
You see, you again, no? I will never debate with Hatun.
Bro, you've demolished her. It's me.
No, I will not debate with Hatun.
Bro, you've done it in the past. Many Muslims have done.
Why would I debate with Hatun and I know Hatun?
Why go to her then?
Eh?
Why did you go to her?
I was coming up
because he was the go-to guy.
No, mashallah,
but
you're
I'm walking.
brothers don't need to win.
Alright.
You win by your knowledge.
I'm coming along, yeah?
I thought that was the sound. I had a car.
I was coming back, your bros in the road. I'm walking past. I don't see play the Holy Quran like this. Abdullah Yusuf Quran. I can't remember the actual Quran. I'm tearing the page. Reading something and then she's tearing. She reads something and she's tearing. That's why I came and see.
But Allah's gonna punish her, bro. We all know Allah's gonna punish her.
But I had to respond. I said to her, why are you tearing the Quran? That was my first reaction.
Yeah, but her answer was saying, yeah, it's my book, it's her book, she bought it. At the end of the day, she bought it without money.
Yeah, but it's
we don't live in, like, if you were living in, like, Morocco or so, then she will get stoned. But here is different. Here is like, here is different, bro. At least we have this. This is beautiful what we have at the moment.
Freedom,
you know what I mean?
Freedom of expression.
Yeah.
And speech after curtain.
I know.
Because I can do many things.
But it's her prophecy.
I can do many things that
You
says,
understand?
I can say something with my mouth that says my words are my property. And it can be, and then Poles come and say, oh, anti-Semitic. I guess something about the Jewish community.
Muslims can't do that. You know we can't do
I'm
that.
saying to you, so I'm trying to show you.
I know, bro.
When it says your property and your things, it's my speech.
Bro, end of the day, as a Muslim, we cannot rip another scriptures. We have to respect that. That's how beautiful Islam is. You know? No, it's not about that. We cannot do that. We cannot burn no holy books. That's how good Islam is. And bro, you have more knowledge than I do. You just,
I would never tear the Bible. I would never do that.
Exactly, we cannot do that.
The government, they're not.
The government are playing us like pawns, you know, pawns. No, they want us to kill each other, man. They want us to kill each other, but now they put COVID. Fuck it. Had that.
All right, there's a way. I don't say opportunity way. Okay, then no, I'm a man. You speak, I can speak, I can raise my voice above you, and I can distract no one hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I have the energy to do that, so I just do it. I don't do nothing wrong.
100%. That's why it's so beautiful. We have that free will.
But my point is here.
But at the end of the day, we are going to get judged for what we're doing.
If I insult R2